did try to pull him off the roof. And we'll see how Kiwi responds. I've just switched the stream now.
Pretty sure I already nerfed that, didn't I?
Yep, for now, I believe you did drop a counterspell on his cantrip. Sweet. All right, stream is up. All right, awesome. Quick recap. So we did a bunch of shopping, which is always fun. Donda got a new book, magical book that won't tarnish over time or be damaged. And everyone is the proud owner of a new deck of cards now, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah. You went across to the other side of the city and chatted with Porter from the Green Griffins to check if the meeting with the Goldmine contact is ready to go. That was Norak Farah. And it was. He had arranged it for you. During the conversation, he kind of hinted, like, keep an eye out if there's any opportunity here for ways that we can use it for the advantage of people that may not be sympathetic to the Empire. He kind of was hinting. After that, you went in, visited Norak himself, and he was this, sort of very pretentious man, clearly trying to, like, bluster and fight his way up into the nobility, even though he himself doesn't actually have any real power. You pulled some pranks on him, freaked them out a bit. You did learn that the Empire had commissioned a investigation party to go and check out the mine, and that they weren't going to commit to any further help, and said that he basically has to just figure it out, or else. But because of your screwing with him, you didn't get much other information. You did learn there were a fair number of people at the mine, like 30 or so, including the miners, guards, and site managers, and that, no contact in several weeks at this point. After that, you went over to the Fur and Fang, trying to find if there have been any sightings of large scaly beasts. Kai is interested in hunting, and learned that there is one such sighting of some massive monster people saw in the dark back in the forest ruins just outside of Farhaven, which you had been to recently. It's about a day's travel away. While traveling back across the city, there were a bunch of crowds sort of moving in the same sort of direction. You followed them along, came to Serenity Plaza, and there was a man doing a speech rallying people to fight back against the Empire. Soldiers arrived. The crowds split and fled, and as the soldiers were arresting the man, big fiery explosion, and guards were incinerated. The remaining guards were quickly burned alive by the two fire elementals that had been spawned in the middle of this explosion, and you fought them yourselves, destroying the elementals and leaving you in the middle of Serenity Plaza, which is now on fire. Around you are the blackened bodies of a handful of guards still remaining, the ones that didn't immediately turn to dust. The stalls on fire. No one around anymore. There might be a couple of people still sort of crouching down behind their wares, trying to stay out of sight if there was any danger remaining. And I'll pass it back to you guys. What do you want to do?
GTFO.
We gotta go.
Oh, are we still in combat?
Nope, elementals are gone. You are standing in a plaza, surrounded by the corpses of burned guards.
Okay, do we know what direction is back to the rivers thing?
Rivers Watch, yeah. Yeah, definitely. You can follow the path you came.
Alright, before we leave, I'd like to look 50 feet up above the fountain that we're in currently, and I cast Spiritual Weapon. In the shape of a 5-foot giant nail, but it's like a
nails.
a nail made of mercury, but engraved on the outside, so it's like kind of glowing. Is the relief of the moon goddess Saloon.
All right, and it's just all like floating up there.
Yeah, and it's like rotating, like spinning.
Yeah. Awesome.
Like 50 feet above the thing. So if we're going to leave, I'm going to try and cast Fog Cloud as well, just underneath. So we can blanket our escape.
Cool. So are you just gonna drop fog cloud right now?
Yeah. Yeah. If once we know the direction we're going,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, easy
look
enough.
at everyone.
You can run down to the south, I believe, is where you'd come from.
Yeah, let me burn some spells.
Yeah. Cool.
Did the platform survive the fire?
The platform was kicked over by the guards, and it is currently smouldering.
Ah.
Kiwi, oh sorry, I should say Donda, still up on the roof, looking down at the chaos. What are you doing? What are you up to? As you see the rest of your group getting ready to run.
I'll need to pop down and go with them.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So
my cantrip of the nail will still be on the wall,
Yeah, well.
right? Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
that should be a 40 foot diameter since they cast a second level.
Yep, so it's
That's
probably
big.
double that width, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, it looks like it sort of blankets most of the plaza. Yeah, great. So it's almost like the fog itself rolls out from the fountain. And is everyone off? Everyone happy to run?
Do we need pass without a trace? Pass without trace? Or are we good?
Well,
Are we being stealthy or are we just running?
Where are we
We're
running?
running. We're running.
Going
right,
south.
you're running. And it's a good thing that you are, because
As I take off, I cast disguise self and make myself look like some random person I saw in the market.
cool. You run. And it's a good thing you do, because as you look over your shoulder, you hear the sounds of more footsteps running. And just as you're making your way down, out through the exit in which you came, over the shoulder you see plate mail, long red cloak, plumed helmet, and dozens of other guards following as they run into the plaza to start investigating. You're too far to go. You're too far gone. There's people running in all directions, civilians. Looks like a few of them might look in your direction, but yeah, it's chaos. How could they possibly know what's going on? I assume you keep running.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And where are we running to then?
We're indeed. We're on our way out of the city, weren't we?
Yep. Well, we were going to pick up the wagon, if I remember correctly. Someone mentioned we're going to pick up the wagon from River's Watch, and head out, if everyone's good with that.
Good time as any to get out of town.
Yeah, while everything is in
Sounds good.
pandemonium, good time to slip out.
Or they close the gates.
Oh yeah, shit, that's a good point.
And we get out.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess you guys tell me. So is it straight to River's Watch?
Yeah, straight to River's Watch. Can I do a perception check, see if anything's tailing us?
Yeah, go for it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Looking around as you're passing down through the market, which is on the way to the tavern, there are a few soldiers running now in the same direction you came from. They don't appear to be noticing you. There are people fleeing everywhere, right? People are banking it across Valina's bridge, up and down in different directions. And yeah, the few soldiers that you do see are all running in the direction that you came from, but they don't seem to be following you. On a 25, you do notice the figure that you'd noticed earlier in the day. They had been trailing you. You do see them some distance behind you. As you get down, into the market, you see them sort of stop and change course and head back over the bridge away from you.
Mm-hmm.
This is from way back. Okay.
No, it was just the last session. I think Donda had seen, and then
Oh yeah,
someone else
Donda
had
had
seen.
seen some people. following us.
There was just a figure.
While we were shopping,
Yeah,
getting
they've
hailed.
just been sort of following you around. This figure you see now, darting over the bridge. All right. With that, you arrive at River's Watch. The familiar exterior. Now you've been here for a few days. Are you heading in, or are you just going to go straight to the stables?
I'll go to the stables and prepare the carriage. I'll see the stable hands.
Yeah, there's a guy
yeah.
there, completely bald, mustache. Sees you coming over. Oh, all right then. How can I help you?
Just readying up the. What do we have? A wagon and one horse. Is it
Mhm.
one? Can we get it
We have
ready?
2 horses.
Do we have 2? We have 2. Okay, we have 2 horses. Can I have our wagon ready? We are about to depart on a journey.
Oh, yeah, of course. Let's go and see. He heads back around, deeper into the stables. You wait a few moments, and he comes back out, leading 2 horses, pulling along your wagon. Horses look like they've been fed, groomed, and ready to go.
Awesome. How much do I owe you?
Oh, I mean, you've been paying daily. It's all good. I believe you've already paid this morning, correct? If I've been told.
Yeah, I paid the inn earlier on.
Yeah, that's right. I don't manage that.
You know what? For his speedy thing, I flick him a silver. I give him silver.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Oh, please feel free to come back anytime.
An
No
honest
worries.
porter. How rare.
All right, yell out. We're ready to go. Who's around me? Anyone?
Well,
Yeah,
guess that's
I'd
up to everyone
just
else.
be holding security, as it were. Just keeping an eye out into the street. Things just exploded. I'm on cautious mode.
roll a perception check, Valerian.
Hard to keep watch with one eye, hey?
You don't
It's
see
not
anything.
bad.
You don't see anything. You don't see anything looking suspicious. But you do hear a whistle. And you look in the direction. A whistle. You look in the direction that it came from, and you see just around the corner, standing, leaning against the wall near an alleyway, figure, black hood up, long black cloak, kind of looking your direction, just sort of nods his head as he sees you see him.
Cool. Probably just take my head back in and say, just got to check something. And I'll wander over and probably, I would imagine, duck around the corner wherever this person is.
It's the same man that you met the previous night. Trek was his name. He was the Raven.
The one Lasser tried to kill.
The man accompanying that one. Trek was the companion of Jarek. And as you come over, he nods to you and has a serious look on his face. Oh, Valoran. Do you mind getting Erendor? I mean, I need to speak with him.
Sure. I'll duck back in and send Erendor out.
Out I go.
All right. He extends his hand for a quick shake.
Yep, shaken.
Erendor, your father is he's unwell. It's probably best you come and see him, I think.
One moment, I'll let them know.
I wonder if he drank something.
I will quickly dip inside and let the others know that I need to disappear for a while. If they need to get out of the city, then get out and go north. If they can't, I'm sure I'll be able to find them.
So we'll meet you on the road north.
Yep.
We'll be in a cart. We're not moving super quick, so.
Do you want some backup?
I don't think I'll need it. And I will head back outside.
All right. You arrive back with Trek, and he nods and just starts leading you through the city, twisting and turning through the alleyways that he seems to know like the back of his hand, heading in a generally sort of northward direction. We'll get to that, I guess, second. Let's quickly just do the rest of you guys. What are you doing in the first instance now? You've got your wagon, you've got your horses. Would you have left any belongings inside the tavern, or would you be carrying everything with you guys at all times?
I was carrying everything. I don't have that.
We've got a bag of holding, if I recall, so.
I was assuming everything was on me.
I've got all my kit.
Cool. All right, traveling light, all good. And the tab is all paid up. I've been making you guys take off the money each night, so we should be all good. We'll just drag you back over to the map. All right,
Have you been taking it off for us, have you?
I think I've been mentioning to pay for the stables and the rooms. on the
Yeah, I've
session.
been burning gold.
Cool. So, I guess if there's nothing else that you guys want to do at the tavern, we can start heading through the city. The road through the market, the river market, is wide enough for your wagon to come through, and it's not unusual to see horses and wagons travelling up, so you can get through nice and easy and start making your way along the causeway to the east of the city. Heading in the direction of the eastern exit. At this point, it is getting later in the afternoon, but sun is still in the sky. Still, just it's going to be probably low on the horizon. Eventually, after half an hour, maybe a bit longer than half an hour, it's a big city. You do see the wall, the eastern wall of Valmerial, massive big gate, steel grating that is currently raised, and as you get closer, it stays raised. They don't appear to be looking to close it at this point, but there is some energy in the air, right? A few of the soldiers are like kind of talking to each other in like a hurried conversation. You can see a few people sort of running back and forth. There are people up on the wall just like looking confused or looking around. But there are people still passing through, out and in the gate, so they don't appear to have closed it down, if that was a concern. At least not this early in the afternoon.
I sense trouble. When we're out, let's say 5 minutes out from the gate,
Yeah.
can I cast Enhance ability on Valorant for what's it called? The fox thing?
Fox's cunning.
Yeah, fox cunning, I think. Is that the one for
Yep, that'll be for charisma, right?
charisma? Yeah. No, that's intelligence. Charisma is there even Eagle Splendor, sorry.
Ah, that's the one.
Eagle Splendor.
Yeah. All right. Valorant, advantage on charisma checks. How long does that last for? 1
10
hour?
minutes.
It's like
10
it's-
minutes. That's so 5 minutes. Oh no, it's 1 hour.
It's 1 hour.
Concentration, 1 hour. Yeah.
Cool. All right. 5 minutes out from the gate. You get closer and closer. Right up to the gate, and two soldiers step forward, and one of them holds up a hand, and he's looking like he wants to stop you. And he's like getting ready almost to, turn to the other guys, and you get the feeling that he really wants to stop you guys and close the gate, but he kind of looks up at the sky, sees the sun. It's barely evening, like it's still just afternoon, and he just kind of come on, hurry up. We're closing the gate soon, but come on, get out. And he waves you on through.
Okay.
He does not want
As
any
we're going
trouble.
through, I'll just call it trouble.
Oh, yeah, a bit of commotion in the city. We haven't heard the official word just yet to lock things down, but as soon as night falls, we'll be closing the gates.
Yeah, dread it. We'll be out for a few days. Hopefully things will calm down by then.
You intending to return?
Yep, just off for a little bit of work for the Griffins.
Good.
Lord Norak's lost himself a gold mine.
Ah, I think I might have heard about that. Wow, good luck, I guess. I'll let some of the lads know. Keep an eye out for you for your return, hopefully.
I'll pop him off a little salute.
He nods, and you're through. All right. And the road itself, as you get through the Eastern Gateway, starts to turn ever so slightly to the north and roll on upwards. Leaving the city behind you, you can see the river that cuts off back to the west that exits the top of the city. Also kind of shining as the afternoon is getting late. Cool. Excellent. And you're rolling away. Erendor, you're following track through the city, twisting and turning through the alleys. He's keeping away from the main roads. Probably not super necessary, but it seems like it's just a habit for this sort of a person. Is there anything you wanted to do along the way, or you're just going to follow along in silence?
Just gonna follow along in silence.
Cool. You eventually wind up in the artisan way, which is strange, I guess. Well, maybe it's not strange, but there it is. You head on past the what was it called? The Silver Forge you recognize from a couple of days ago, and further on up the way until eventually you get to a building that is, I guess for lack of a better word, extremely fancy. It's got the telltale signage of a tavern, but the ornamentation on the outside is painted with golds. There are big drapes and signs that are sort of on the outside, just sort of waving a little bit in the wind. Also gold. Some of them have got little tassels at the end that are sparkling in the sunlight. And he just walks straight up the stairs and straight on in. And inside is exactly what you'd expect from a tavern, or I mean, a tavern might not even be the right word for this. Luxurious is what you could describe it on the inside. There are ornate statues that are just standing in the main sort of dining area, with gold crowns sitting on top. All of the seats are velvet, are plush. There are tapestries along the wall, and the two marble stairs that kind of surround the edge of the room go up and curve around the sides of the main room to a balcony that overlooks the main area, and then hallways which lead into the rooms. There are plenty of very fancy-looking people in here, important-looking people with nice clothing, and some of them even signs of badges and symbols of high status, things like that. And he just cuts straight through the room, around the side. I mean, not long. I guess I shouldn't say straight through, but his intention is very, very deliberate. He's not sneaking. He's not trying to talk to anyone. He goes in and he just picks a path around the side and just carries on through. He passes the main tavern, the main bar of the tavern, and just sort of nods to the barkeeper. The barkeeper barely acknowledges him, just looks up and back down to his work, as he passes along behind the bar and into the kitchen beyond. As you get into the kitchen, you can see, once again, following a man that appears to have every step is deliberate. He knows exactly where he's going. Down a set of stairs into the wine cellar. Large barrels of wine are down here. There's two massive big wooden kegs of ale, and he just goes straight to one of them, reaches underneath it, clicks a button, and you hear like a, and behind it, there is a barely perceptible seam in the wood. You know, if you weren't looking for it, you probably wouldn't be able to see it, but after pulling the latch, it sort of like presses into the wall a bit, just kind of like a, you know, like a little bit of a door has just kind of stepped back. He goes around behind the cask and pushes it open and leads you through. Still following in silence?
Yep, I am watching exactly what it's doing in case I ever need to replicate this, but I'm following.
Cool. Yeah, I just don't want to, like,
Yep.
necessarily just lead you into somewhere without, like, yep, all good. Cool. So, but beyond the door, stone steps lead down. Not super far, just, you know, maybe a couple of flights, you know, 10, 20 feet down, something like that. And it gets to another door. This one is a solid stone construction for this door that he will rap a couple of times on. A few moments later, it opens up, and within there is a sort of a waiting area, and there are two men here with familiar black cloaks that are just sort of, they've got chairs, are just sitting in the area. They nod to him. Good in. Sorry, Trek, good to see you again. Yep, come on. Yeah, and you go. And he just sort of like waves them in. You come in, the door closes behind you. The waiting area, there's nothing really else in here. Just the two guys just keeping lookout, guards. And they just gesture to the door on the other side of the room, which Trek will go straight to and push open. Which leads into the main area of the nest. Now this is a very cool room. So there's one, it's probably 30 feet wide, and it stretches all the way down, like maybe 100 feet or more. One big long room, and where you're standing here, just on the opening of the door as you come in, you're on a grating. Directly beneath the grating, that's, you know, sort of like a steel grating. There's river, there's water flowing beneath you, and as you look up, you can see that directly down the center of the room there is an open, flowing like track of water. Yeah, it's very cool, and it just sort of bisects directly down the middle of the room, wide enough for you to jump over. Probably, like it's only, you know, 5 to 10, maybe 5 to 10 feet wide, and you can see at the end of the room, against the wall, there are two kind of like waterfalls that just pour down on either side of the back wall that come down and then connect into this river that flows down the middle. There's a door between those two waterfalls at the far end, and then along the side of this long cavern, you can see other doors that each one will sort of lead to a different wing of the area. He will lead you down the long room, and as you pass through, pass like across the fronts of some of the rooms, you can look down and see, like, down there is a sort of like, looks like a gym area, wooden floor, a few people in like sort of exercise gear, just you know, wrestling, grappling on the floor. The next one you pass through, there might be people with swords just sort of sparring. So you can see there's all these sort of different rooms with different purposes. But he will take you to one of the back rooms, or at least in that direction. Inside here, it appears to be more living sort of area, and there are a few people sort of wandering around. They're not all like decked out in black down here necessarily. Like a few of these people in this area are more in kind of more standard clothes, more comfortable sort of attire. But in one of the, I guess there are like sort of separate cornered off sections of this area itself, like little sort of rooms, smaller rooms inside this area here. He will lead you to, and inside on a comfortable looking bed, you can see your father is under some blankets, head back against a pillow. just quietly lying there. And as Shrek leads you in, he looks to you and just says, he collapsed last night. He's still alive. His breathing is very weak. We've done what we can. We've spoken with healers. I guess there's only so much magics can do against the passage of time itself. We don't know how much time he has. It could be weeks or months or days, but I thought it would be best to let you know.
Thank you. I will go straight over to him, sit on the edge of the bed.
Yeah, up close you can see, even from just the night before, his skin appears even more gaunt, his face does. The ragged wrinkles and lines around his eyes. Very pale.
You stupid old man. You shouldn't have pushed yourself so hard. I'll hold his hand.
Yeah, you can feel it. It's quite slender, gentle.
And I will try to wake him gently.
Yeah, you shake it a bit. What do you try and do to wake him?
Just gently saying his name. Light squeezes on his hand.
When you roll a medicine check for me.
Would help if I pull up my play sheet.
Yeah, it's not a failure on Erendor's part. He's deeply asleep. He doesn't appear to respond to any stimulus at the moment.
Too many years. I should have come looking for you earlier. I'll look to Track and I'll say, there's not much I can do. Thank you for bringing me here. If it's alright, I'll stay with him for a while.
Of course, yeah. Stay as long as you need. Is there anything else I can do for you? Do you need me to bring you anything? And how long do you think you'll stay? I may need to at least let the nest father know.
I hope to see him wake up. I'll stay for a few days at least, if need be.
All right. He heads out of the room, leaving you alone. Unless there's anything else that you would do here, we can say some time passes. Eventually you hear a little rap on the door. And yeah.
Come.
Small figure enters with long black hair, now wearing the familiar black leathers of the ravens themselves. Leah wanders in, looks at you, and she comes over quite quickly, gives you a little hug. Oh, I'd heard. Are you doing all right?
As well as I can. Not seen him for many years, and he pushed himself far too hard last night, and I can't help but blame myself for this.
There's one thing I learned. can't blame yourself for whatever happens in these sorts of things. When I lost my parents, I always thought that it was me who had done something wrong. You can't fall into that trap. Anyway, this has been it's been interesting here. Do you want me to show you around the place at all, or are you happy just waiting?
Yeah, I'll come with you for a bit.
Cool. Yeah, she leads you around. She leads you around and introduces you to a few people. She chats with you about how her training's been going. She feels very at home here. People understand her. They don't really look down on her as a child. They see in her eyes someone who is very determined to get what she wants and is starting to be treated like equals. Yeah, you can spend a bit of time wandering around. Unless there is anything specific you wanted to do, we can jump back to the other group.
Jump back.
All right. So, the rest of you guys, the horse is pulling your wagon along the road. How long do you plan to travel for before you want to set up camp? It's starting to get towards the late afternoon. It's still a fairly nice day, but getting towards the dead of winter, the darkness will come on quickly and things will start to get cold. But you could probably travel for at least a few hours.
All right, it's a few days to where we've got to get to, so we're in no rush at this stage. I'd say either dusk or unless we find a nice, sheltered, good camping spot.
Cool. Yeah. You can find. Oh, sorry. Who was that?
I was gonna say, what's the environment around us so far as we're traveling? Is it open plain? Is it forest? Is it fields or mountain? I don't know.
So to start off with, there was a lot of open plains. Nearer towards the river was carving off up and towards the west. Definitely plains lands, and in the distance you can see some mountains. But where you're cutting off the road, which is leading off more towards the north, it does start to get towards sort of scraggly patches of fir trees and things like that. And the mountain range, which you assume, according to your map, is where the mine is located, you can see is blanketed with a deep fir forest. So as you start heading there towards that direction, the trees themselves become more dense. By the time it's nightfall, I would say you're probably starting to get into more thicker parts of the trees.
Cool, good to know.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you can set up camp for the night, and yeah, I guess back on the road. I guess that's exciting.
You mean we set up camp? Rio, can you help me look for any medicinal plants around this fir forest that afternoon?
Sure.
All right, what you looking for?
Anything that can help me make standard potions of healing.
Yeah.
Any plants, medicinal herbs or plants.
Yeah, cool. Roll an investigation check.
I want to separately look with Rio. So do we both roll?
You can either both roll, or you can go with advantage.
All right. I'll just do
Whereabouts are we again?
some sort of fir forest.
Do you mean in terms of relation to the map?
In relation to like terrain more than anything.
Yeah, so you're still on the flatlands here. You've started heading northwards up a road that curves along. Yeah, I'll pin it. You're probably like here-ish. Oh, don't do this to me. No. Can't ping. You can do it on this one. Here we go.
I'm assuming we're there-ish.
Yep.
Yeah, so what type of terrain are we in?
Yeah, so flatlands, plains curve off towards the west, and along the bottom of the mountain range that you can see there is a fir forest, and so you've just started hitting some of the firs, some of the trees.
All right, so it's flatlands. It's not forest or mountain.
Yeah, I would probably say it's not technically deep forest. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Because I get proficiency bonuses doubled when making intelligence or wisdom checks.
Yep.
So I don't get that. Medicine check, you said?
Investigation.
Yep. You would just either do it yourself.
Oh damn!
here
Holy
we
shit,
go.
dude!
Yeah.
Natural.
That works. Cool. So together you can fan out around the scraggly trees and have a look. Yeah.
But I guess, do I know what I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Kai
Pretty sure.
knows because he's been reading his alchemy book. He knows the herbs that he's after. He has a bunch of the supplies already in his herbalism kit, I believe, that you purchased a while
Can I
back.
show him? Can I show him? This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, go for it. Tell him what you're looking for.
I'm looking for these bright green leafy herbs that I use to make standard potions of healing, and some other little. They look like dandelion flower type thing. And I pulled out some dry ones out of my medicine pouch.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Off I go looking.
Cool. Yeah, and on a natural 20, you do find a bunch. There's this little thicket, slightly denser than the rest of the surrounding. There's some brambles you have to like poke your way through, but it's no challenge for you who has grown up living in the woods. And on the far side of it, there's a bounty here. A bunch of the dandelions that have just all sort of grouped together, and on the far side of it, the herbs are growing, and so you can grab a bunch of them. How much do you want to collect, Kai?
Whatever he can carry, whatever he thinks is enough.
Cool. So I believe I haven't looked at the alchemy thing in a while. Let me just have a quick gaze at it.
Let's just grab like a handful. We want to keep some for later.
Just
Yeah.
out of character, real quick.
Yeah.
Who was taunting me with the cards last time? I can't remember.
Who indeed?
Was it Lasser or was it
No,
Kiwi?
it's not me. I stepped out of store. I tried to get a discount.
So that was Kiwi. Okay, cool.
What did I do?
The magic cards. Remember the magic cards? I didn't see it though, but you know.
No, they were
Out of
normal
character.
cards.
They were normal cards.
All right, no, yeah, I'll grab as many as I can carry to help Kai out.
Cool. Great. So, potions of healing require a full day of downtime to craft.
Yeah, I'm
So-
just gonna prepare the herbs, like dry them
Yeah,
near the
exactly.
fire tonight. I'm not gonna try and craft. I just want to
Mhm.
stack up materials.
Yep. So I'll say on a natural 20, you've found enough materials here to have 2 full days of working time.
All right, cool. I'll add that to my pouch.
Nice.
So, what time is it?
It is now evening.
Okay. I'd like to start copying spells from my normal spellbook to my not
Mhm.
diminishing spellbook.
Okay, cool. Just
Starting with-
thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Just thinking. I don't think you need to spend any raw materials on this, right? The
No, it's just gold and time.
Nah, I don't even think you need to spend gold because normally what oh god, actually I'm not sure about this because you're just copying it from one spellbook to the other of spells that
Yeah.
you already know. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be gold because I believe the point of the gold cost is that you've found a scroll or you found someone else's spellbook and there are things in there that you don't know yet. And so the cost is you're experimenting with like trying to figure out how the spell works. And so you're like expending materials to practice casting it. And as you learn it, that's when you copy it over. These are a bunch of spells that you already know. So copying it from one book to another of all these things you already know how to do, I don't think would cost gold materials because you wouldn't need to experiment. it'll just take time, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, we can just say over the next few nights you can start copying them over a few hours. Does that seem reasonable to everyone else?
Yep.
Sure.
Cool.
It's only supposed to take half the time as normal.
For the enchantment ones, yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right, cool. Unless there's anything else people wanted to do that night.
Nope.
Nope.
Just travel slowly and wait up for Arendor.
Yeah. Arendor,
Go
roll.
do some hunting.
You want to go hunting?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Something.
Survival check. Oh my god, dude.
What is going on?
Oh boy.
Gotta eat something.
Yeah, tell me what happens. Anything you can imagine within reason.
Kills a black bear.
Rabbits, I guess. I don't know. It looks like the rabbits would be in this type of area on the map.
All
I
right.
wonder what goblin tastes like.
A bald deer.
Yeah, you get a massive brace of convoys, as Samwise Gamgee would so happily say, that you can bring back to the group and stew up, and it's a very, very good meal. There's plenty. It's not even just like picking through the bones. It is enough to satisfy everyone.
And mash them, put them in a stew.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Cool.
what did you shoot, Ray? What did you hunt?
Rabbits.
Oh, rabbits, okay.
Yeah. All right, cool. Arendor, roll a d20 for me. You want to beat a 10?
Wow!
All right. You stay up quite late, but your father does not respond to any more prompts, and he continues sleeping. The nest father at some point will come and see you. Let me just look up his name. There we go. Thaddeus Carr. Quite a tall man. He's quite wiry as well, probably around his 50s. Sharp features. He's calm in a guild or a group of people that are very, high energy and quite intense. He exudes an aura of calm. It's clear why he is a leader. Jet black hair, but silver's starting to streak it. He comes in at some point and just chats to you a little bit, gets to know you, and offers you to stay if you wish to stay the night. He can arrange for quarters to be set up.
Thank you for your offer. Can I request that a bed be brought here instead?
I don't see why not. Of course. Let me go and find someone.
Thank you.
And a bed can be arranged, and so you can stay here. Yeah. Throughout the night, there's no sound, there's no stirring, and come morning, you can check your father's pulse, and he's still breathing, he's still there, but yeah, hasn't responded yet. All right. I guess the rest of you guys will carry on, because as far as you're aware, Arendor was going to catch up, and you've got no reason to stop or wait, right? So what do you reckon?
We should have left one of those stones with him. Oh well.
I mean, we said we'd meet him on the road, so if at any point we need to divert off the road, which I'm sure we will, because the mine isn't on a road, we'd probably stop and set up camp there.
All right, cool. Yep, all good. You can crack the camp, or what do you say? Strike the camp, and get back rolling. Today dawn's cold. The clouds have come over. And so you've got to put on your nice warm clothes again. But as you're rolling,
Do we get a long rest, sorry?
absolutely. You travel for a good part of the day, probably a bit over half the day, before you you need to roll me a perception check. Actually, yeah, roll me a perception check. It's not a hard one. Anyone can do it.
Oh, just one of us.
Yeah, cool. All good. You do see, as the forest gets denser now, there's a small path that's kind of, it looks like it may have been paved at one point, or at least like rocks have been shifted to the side and some flat stones may have been placed down on it. Just wide enough for the wagon to roll up, probably. And there is a sign that's sort of banged in here. It's a bit jaunted, and along the sign is scratched the Ruby Falls gold mine, pointing off into the east, deeper into the forest.
Did we ask how long the mine has been busted?
Yeah, they stopped getting deliveries a few weeks back.
Why is that road so overgrown, then? That's weird.
I might have described it badly. It's not overgrown.
It's just worn, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just not a really like nice road. It's not like beautifully paved or whatever. It's a forest road. Yeah.
We'll probably pull up somewhere here and make camp until we catch up with our friend. Dismounting and checking the road itself. Are there any recentish cart tracks, or is it pretty bare? Cart and or horse? Probably cart, because it's going to be heavy. Whatever.
Yeah. Do you mean along this road itself, the one that's cut off?
Any large beastie tracks?
I know. Let's call Rio over.
Yeah.
Is this heavily wooded now? This area, like actual forest surrounding the path or the cart track?
Yeah. Why don't you roll me an investigation check? Have a quick look around.
Me or Rio?
Anyone. Absolutely anyone who wants to do it.
Let's get our tracker to do it.
I mean, I don't say anything, but
Someone can give him advantage, or someone else can look.
Yeah, we'll give you advantage.
you may have nodded off.
No, I'm here. What do you want me to do?
Check for traps. You master ranger, master hunter.
Traps.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Check for
Traps.
traps.
Survival or investigation?
Whichever you feel like doing. Either
Is
is
this your
good.
favorite? Is it favorite terrain for him?
Yeah, at this point it should be. Although it probably wouldn't apply to cart tracks and stuff like that if that's what we're looking for. Oh, actually, you know what? Screw it. No, it definitely would.
Where is it? So we're in the forest, so that one.
I think it gives you like a plus something or other, right? You get to double your proficiency. Yeah, that's the one. So we'll just add 3 to this.
Is my proficiency 3? Yeah, 3. Right, so add 3 to that.
You, dude,
What is?
your
Are you
dice is
serious?
broken.
You got to be kidding me.
What the fuck? Oh, jeez.
I gotta have some luck. I've barely been able to keep my head up the last 2 days.
He's got the gold
So-
seed. Yeah.
It's one nat 20 per day.
Yep.
I've just rolled 3 in a row.
Right.
So the yeah, okay, great. So this path,
So 27.
yep, it is. I'll tell you absolutely everything about it. The The stone is granite. No, I don't know. It does look like it has been used a lot, right? There are definite cart tracks that go in both directions. You can tell they go in both directions because it's not like there's just one straight up the middle. There's that kind of a little bit offset. And interestingly, the one on the right of the road, the grooves of the cart tracks are slightly deeper than the ones on the left, probably implying that, the carts that come back in this direction are loaded up with heavier materials. Yeah, it looks like it's a well-traveled road.
Recently?
No, not recently.
Okay.
Nope, probably it's been a while, a few weeks probably.
Okay. Well, if they're pulling anything out of it, or if anything is being pulled out of the mine, it's not coming this way.
Yeah. Great. Can I get anyone from the group to roll me a perception check while we are here and having a look around?
That's like
I'll do it. Oh, okay.
oh, you can check too.
Yeah.
Since we're just standing around.
Yeah, just standing around.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so as Valoran and Rio are checking out the tracks, investigating the road, Kai, you kind of standing there, looking out into the forest. You hear a bit of a commotion further up on the main road. I imagine you guys have just turned off, right? And you're still kind of close to the main road at this point. You hear a bit of a commotion further along. Further along the road, you can hear some voices being raised and yelling.
Shall we check it out?
No, the main road or the turn-off road?
Further along the main road, yeah.
A bit of time to kill. You can go stick your beak.
Yep.
Do we walk it or do we cart? Do we leave the cart? No, or do we cart up? Cart up?
It's close enough to hear him. We can probably walk up. A little less obvious.
I like to tether the horse
Healthy.
to a tree or something.
Yep. Easy enough. You can tie the horses up. They're not going to move anywhere. They've got some nice grass nearby that they start munching on. And you can wander off. Now, are we going to approach stealthily? Or are we just going to wander up the road?
Stealthy, please.
Alrighty, group stealth check for everyone, please.
Pass without a trace.
Oh, thank you. My stealth is not very good. Wait, plus 10 to that. Oh no, it's really
I
good.
reckon I should still be at disadvantage.
You would be.
Yes, still disadvantage.
There you go, shit roll.
He turned off the hex.
All right. And that's everyone.
And plus 10 to everyone.
So we've
as
got
well.
a 24, a 28.
Where's is Dondo with us? Did he roll stealth as well?
Yeah, he rolled.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry, I
above
didn't
pass
see.
without a trace.
Above, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, cool. A 27 and an 18. Man, Path Without a Trace is a good ass spell, eh?
It is.
Yeah. Cool. So, pushing it up through, I imagine you would need to stick to the bushes to be able to stealth up along the scraggly bushes to the side of the road, going from tree to tree. Valoran's scale mail creaks and clatters every now and then, but dampens. The sound is being dampened by Rio's magic. And eventually, after just a minute or so of creeping up, you can see out on the road ahead, there is what appears to be a merchant's caravan, which is heading southward towards the city of Valmerial. There are two people, the people that appear to be the merchants themselves, a husband and a wife. The woman is sitting up on the caravan still at the riders, holding onto the reins, and the man is at the bottom, deep in conversation, a heated conversation with a group of about 7 soldiers who are accosting him, and a few of them are at the back, kind of poking through the caravan, searching it. And you can hear him saying, "You've got no right. I'm an honest merchant." He's like, stand back. We've got our jobs to do. We have to investigate. There are no dangerous goods being brought through." And so on. There's a bit of back and forth like that happening.
Eyeballing the soldiers.
Yeah.
Are their uniforms all consistent?
Yes, they are. There is one who appears to be in slightly finer garb than the others, and then 6 standard soldiers.
Okay,
Are we
so
talking Empire garb, or are we talking private military garb?
Empire.
But no red cloaks.
There doesn't appear to be a hand, no.
Well, I haven't killed anyone in a while. It could be fun.
You
killed
have to kill the
people
merchant
yesterday.
as well.
Those didn't count. They were already on fire.
True.
I silently giggle.
I feel like murdering soldiers in front of a merchant is probably a bad idea. Even if he's unhappy with it, there's a step up between, hey, don't touch my stuff, and, oh, you're all dead now.
Look to Vale. Should we ask, like as a thing, ask the guards if they know anything about the mine?
Probably shouldn't expose ourselves if we're not going to intervene.
Should we just watch the next 10, 15 minutes, see what happens?
Yeah, just keep an eye on it, see how the situation develops.
Alright, let's camp him out.
All right. This goes on for a few minutes more, and I'm just going to make a roll. All right. The merchant, at one point, just shoves the soldier away. He's not taking any shit, and as soon as he shoves him, you see the soldier pulls the sword out, puts it straight up to the guy's neck, and he says, "It's your last warning. Any more movement and your head is on the ground." You hear the woman, "Please, Elias, no, stop, just do what they say." And he's like, "Ugh."
When she yells out the name, we're on the road to Lighthaven or the road to Hillcrest? Sorry,
This is the road between Velmerial and Lighthaven.
don't recognise the name, do I?
Nah.
It's probably escalating.
Why would a merchant not want soldiers to look in his cart if it is lawful?
I mean, all merchants are smugglers at some degree. But soldiers don't pull swords on people they're searching unless shit gets out of hand. What do you say we go have a chat?
You can.
Sure, I'll go with Vale. Actually, should I? Yeah, no, I'll go.
Lost you on the second bit.
Yeah, no, I'll come with you. I'll come with you. I'll back you up.
All right.
I'm going to stay in the forest and keep watch.
Pull back a tiny bit so we don't just step out of the bushes and then just,
And just pretend we're walking down the road. Yeah, walk down the road.
On a nonchalant stroll down the road.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh
Rio?
yeah, I'm going full stealth mode in the forest.
Great. All right. Cool. Yeah, we can continue using your stealth from before. Yeah.
What type of trees are nearby? Are we talking decent, like tall trees, or are we just talking just shrub and bush?
There are a few tall trees around. Yep.
Could I scale one without being seen, or is it like more open than that?
Oh yeah. I mean, with the 27, absolutely. You'd have to get a athletics check though.
Rio the monkey.
Athletics or acrobatics?
How
I'd
are
say
you
probably-
climbing the tree?
Yeah, I'd probably say athletics for climbing.
You're doing somersaults or something. Somersaulting up the tree.
Monk
Alright,
things.
I'll try and yeah. I wish I was a monk.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that! Not a nat 20.
Yeah. I know,
Yeah, that negative
horrible.
one scares me though. Strength related.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can start climbing up. It's a bit of a struggle, and one of the branches you grab hold of like bends a bit under your weight, and you can quickly reach over and grab a thicker one. But you do manage to get your way up, and so you can be
Yeah,
standing
just
10, 15
Just try
feet
to.
up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Great. Yeah, and you got a good vantage point of the commotion.
Yeah, bow out, ready to go.
And so from up
Alright.
at your vantage point, you can see doubling back a wee way, Vale and Kai go back and out onto the road, and then just nonchalantly start wandering up.
Yeah.
Whistling a little tune.
Yep.
I asked Vale, how charismatic are you feeling this morning?
I'm not a charismatic man. What are you talking about?
I don't know. You've got a way of words, you know. Pretty good with that tongue of yours.
No, I'm all right.
You know what? Just good. I do enhance ability again as we're walking up, and I cast Eagle Splendor on Vale since he likes doing all the talking.
All right.
We're going for no bloodshed, right?
I'm just curious to see what the situation is.
Alrighty.
All right. As you get a bit closer, a few of them notice you, and they turn and hands to weapons. The woman at the cart sees you and calls out, "Help! Help! They're accosting us for no reason." And the soldiers step forward a bit. "Hey, stay back. This is just Imperial business, standard search procedures."
I'm gonna look them up and down. Can I insight check these soldiers?
Yeah.
See
You can.
whether or not they are actually soldiers.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Roll insight. At this point, the captain lowers his sword and looks at the guy. "Stay right there. Don't move." He turns, wanders over to you. "All right then. What do you want?" There's a standard strip and search.
Strip and search.
Strip, hey, is that standard procedure?
Maybe that's stripping, as in like stripping down the
Oh.
like the goods and materials and stuff like that inside the caravan. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's for yourselves. Just wandering along the road here, are you? It's a wee way in the middle of nowhere.
It's a free country.
I suppose so. Where are you heading?
We're actually out here on a bit of work. I'm actually a bit surprised to see you guys aren't on the work. I was told that there was no Imperial forces free to deal with these sort of situations.
What situation are you talking about?
Oh, just some sort of gold mine that has gone offline. An Imperial gold mine that had an Imperial contingent sent to it that disappeared.
You do actually see a flash of recognition across his face at that. He just shrugs a bit. "Yeah, so what of it? I mean, I heard about it, but it's not my jurisdiction."
You're right next to it. What do you mean it's not your jurisdiction?
"Oh, I've been told to look at the roads. Look, I don't need to be explaining myself to you. What do you want, or do you want to carry on?"
I was actually just seeing if, curious if this trader here could anything we could use for our journey.
Well, once we're finished with them, maybe you can have that conversation. But we've still got some things to look at.
Fair enough, fair enough. We'll just pull up a seat here and wait. I'll just find a log nearby, sit down on it,
By all means.
cross my leg, and just stare.
Yeah.
Awkwardly.
The guys do seem a bit sheepish. The tension has kind of de-escalated a bit, and the swords are no longer, being drawn and threatened, and they carry on about their business. The merchant does look a bit anxious, but I guess you naturally would, wouldn't you, if you were being searched?
Mm-hmm.
A few moments go by, and the two soldiers who were currently in the back of the caravan come back around to the front and just kind of lean forward and speak into the captain's ear. He nods and says, "All right, fine, you're good to go." And the woman and the man say, "Well, I mean, of course. It's not like we have anything to hide." And grumble. Jumps back up onto the caravan and starts. They start heading back down towards Valmeril along the road.
Wait up, we gotta buy some stuff.
caravan pauses, and they wait for you as you wander up. As you get up, the captain looks to you, Valoran, and says, "Can I have a word with you, please? Just over here." He nods over to the side of the road.
Sure.
He takes you away, not like out of sight, but far enough away that people probably wouldn't be able to overhear a quiet conversation. Leans forward a bit, and now up close you can kind of see he's got like a narrow face, and eyes that are a little bit beady. They're sort of like darting around a bit. He looks like kind of a suspicious guy. He's a captain. He's probably not going to beat anyone in any arm wrestles, so it's interesting that he's managed to get to the position he's in. He's probably very careful and very suspicious and paranoid in the best of times. But as he pulls you off to the side and Kai goes to speak with the caravans, he just leans forward and says, "Oh, all right, General Corvus, what the hell is going on? I'm out here accosting random merchants for no apparent reason. You haven't been seen in bloody months. And now you show up with a random group of merchants or mercenaries. What's going on?"
I'll just look at him and just sort of tap the side of my nose. You know, I guess sometimes things have got to be dealt with a bit quietly. And I would appreciate it if it was kept quiet. What's the word on your end?
Yeah,
Nothing's holding up.
roll a persuasion check for me.
I'll drop a commanding presence in this for an extra D8. And I've also got bonuses from Eagle Splendor still active.
Mm-hmm.
So advantage with an extra D8.
Yeah. All
25.
right. Oh yeah. He nods a bit like, well, I guess so. What? So you mean you're in disguise at the moment? You're on some like secret mission or something?
I'll just give him like a tiny little smile but say nothing.
And that other one that you're with, is he also?
Same again, just a look. Not a word, just a look.
Mm. All right, keep your secrets. Gosh, it's not like you could have like written a letter or something. Haven't heard from you in fucking months. Last time I saw you, you said you were heading to investigate in the Darkwood. What happened?
Unfortunately, I can't say too much. If I said too much, then let's just say I wouldn't be the only one disappearing into the Darkwood.
I guess that's fair enough. All right, then keep your secrets. Bloody hell.
What's the word at home? How are things holding up?
Oh, it's a shit show up there.
There'd be a few whispers about that.
Yeah. The back and forth of control of the city. Oh, it's not looking good. Sometimes we take back territory and we nearly have under control, then a bunch of new folk turn up, screaming from the shores. All these bloody sailors turning up. Nearly got completely pushed out, but we got some reinforcements finally arrived from the bloody capital. Like, they actually really give a shit, do they? It's hard to say. It's hard to say if we'll be successful in the long run, but I guess it depends on the capital, how much support they give us.
Who's in charge up there at the moment?
God, I think the last guy actually took an arrow. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I've been subjugated down here onto the roads for whatever reason. You probably have to go and check it out yourself. Surprised that you don't know, to be honest.
I've been a bit isolated with things I've been dealing with.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I guess it's I guess you could say it's kind of funny that you disappear for a couple of months and the city goes to shit. Maybe it was only you holding it together, eh?
Well, just tells me I may not have done a good enough job setting up people to keep things under control. Not enough allocation.
Hmm. Well, fair enough. I guess I'll let you get back to it, right? I've got roads to take care of, and you've got whatever you're taking care of. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to know that you're all right, at least. Anyway, there aren't that many of your kind, I suppose, that are actually reasonable to speak with. But here we are.
Yeah, well, see how things go. I've got an idea that some moving and shaking is happening across the world at the moment. Opportunities for intelligent and aspiring, capable people.
Well, if you're saying you can get me off this fucking road, then please, I'm all here for it.
Well, I can't countermand your current orders, but if you get yourself back to Valnoran at some stage, and I'm back there as well, we'll just see what's going on.
All right. Well, I'll look for you then. I gotta get back to Lighthaven today. Or soon. Maybe not today. Lads, come on, we're off. The 6 men start wandering in your direction, and they get geared up, ready to head out.
Do any of them look like they recognise me?
Roll an insight check for me.
Did anyone else actually hear that conversation, or was it just between those two?
Yeah, I saw your notes. I think probably not, unless you can roll me another natural 20. I don't think anyone can hear it on a perception check.
I'm rolling it.
You just
Go for it, man.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm giving you the option. Oh, okay, we're good.
imagine in that 20.
There is balance in the universe. And for the
Can't
insight,
it breed from this far?
no, probably not. Yeah, the insight check. Nah, I mean it's kind of hard to say. They honestly they do kind of glance your way. It's a bit odd that their captain was chatting to some random person, but they're not asking questions. They're not looking too closely. They start marching on past. And Kai, chatting with the merchants. Was there anything specifically you wanted to look for? Or was it more to kind of provide a distraction and take them away?
Sort of that, but I was gonna ask if they had like maybe some fishing line and a bell, maybe a little bell.
The woman says, "Oh no, sweetie. We're transporting turnips this time mostly. That's right, isn't it, dear? Yes, just turnips. God, don't need to announce it to the whole world.
Oh well, everyone's gonna make a living.
Yeah.
Do you have any flour, or is it just turnips?
I think we might have one bag of flour. Go and have a look, dearie." All right. Guy jumps off, looking a bit browbeaten. Starts rummaging around the back, and he does find a bag of flour. I think we got
How much for the flour?
Oh, we could part of it for silver.
Sure, go ahead. I lost my silver.
All right.
I'm glad that you didn't get shaken out by those Imperials.
Yeah. Well, can't say it's the first time it's happened, and I doubt it will be the last. Although, God, it's certainly been getting harder and harder to carry on these routes, these trade routes. But that's what it is, I guess.
Has it been getting worse over time, or is it just recent?
I mean, definitely worse recently, but it's always been getting up and down, I suppose, over the past few years. But last couple of months, gosh, you can barely turn around without seeing soldiers following you.
So this trade route from up in where are you headed from? You headed south to Valmerial, but where did you travel from? Which farm did you travel from?
Well, we just came down from Lighthaven. There's some farms up there, but we go back and forth to Lighthaven, Hillcrest, up to Goldcrest even sometimes.
Ah, okay. How's Lighthaven? How's the scenario up there at the moment?
Well, I guess Kind of same as it's always been, honestly. The people in that city are weird, suspicious folk, but the Imperial presence is ramped up a little bit, what with the little war going on up in the north. But yeah, if you keep to yourself, you're probably fine. That's what we do most of the time.
Sounds about right. Sounds a similar situation down. We just came down from Valmiriel, so but the people are much nicer. I believe. I haven't been to like Evan, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
be up for it. Shouldn't be too bad, but just be careful. I think they may be locking down the gates at Valmiriel very soon. Something happened.
Lisa, I nearly
People-
got all of that until the end. I think
You're
you need
getting
to
quieter and quieter.
yeah, you need to
Oh
move
yeah,
your microphone.
now I'm whispering.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valmiriel may be locking down soon.
Mm.
Something went down. People running around. There's a big
Oh
fire.
gosh.
Just,
yeah, well,
just be careful.
whole
with your
world seems to be
turnips.
turned to shit, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for the flower, and I wave him off and head off to find Vale, who's around the corner.
All right. The cart clatters away. Donda, Rio, what are you guys up to during this? Just watching?
Just watching.
Just watching, yeah.
Cool. Valoran,
Preparing to fireball anyone.
of course. Merchants, soldiers. Yeah. Valoran and Guy.
They're all one to me.
Yep.
I honestly think I'm watching Dondar more than I'm watching the. Once I see Valorant nice and calm, I'm watching Dondar more than anything.
I'd make my way back to rejoin people, scratching the side of my eye. Thinking, fuck.
Do I notice this?
Roll insight check. And Valoran, you can roll
Insight.
Yeah, roll an insight check. And Valoran, would you be trying to hide your perplexity? Because if you are, you can roll a deception check.
Hiding, stoic, I guess. I suppose that's being
Yeah.
But because I've got Eagle Splendor,
True.
God.
There you go. Valoran seems just as stoic as he usually does.
All right. Let's go find Rio and Donda.
Cool. All right. You can head back into the. Well, I guess how do you reckon you group back up? Head back into the woods, or are we just going to head back to the sign?
let's head back to the sign, I guess.
Cool.
From this turn off to the mine's probably still like another day's travel, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. All right, cool. You can group back up. Erendor, roll me a d20.
Let's go nat 20.
I'm about to say, don't roll in that one in this sort of check. It's probably bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The day carries on. You wake up in the morning and your father's still there. People are coming and going. You see Leah again at some point. She's in and out of training. It looks like there's, a lot of planning and prepping going on. They're not actively trying to keep things from you, but it's clear that, they're doing their thing. It's, they're planning stuff, they're doing things, and it's not the sort of thing that they would just bring some non-member into the fold of to sort of explain what's going on. But they're not exactly like, keeping you locked away or anything like that. You get some food brought to you, and about midday, you see your father's eyelids start to flutter. And his breath, you hear a changing cadence.
I go back to his bed and sit at his side again.
Erendor, is that you?
It's me, Dad.
Oh, what are you doing here? I thought you had gotten out of this.
Well, I mean, if you hadn't pushed yourself so hard, I wouldn't be here.
What did you want me to do? I hear my son they haven't seen in decades rolling up into town. I had to come and see you.
You know I can't blame you.
Don't you worry about me. Don't you pay me any mind. I'm all right. I just need to rest.
While you're up, did you have any information on Mum? Do you have anything written down anywhere, or is there someone in the order that I could talk to?
Yeah, help me prop up. He starts like wriggling up a bit, trying to lean up a bit on the pillows so he can kind of look at you more clearly.
Yep, I'll help him up.
Well, let me try and think. The word was that, who was it? It would have been, yeah, that's right. The nest in Val Airy. Gosh, I can't remember his name. Jana? Something like that. He'd apparently recently been into Val Luminor. I don't really know why. As far as I'm aware, all operations were supposed to have stopped there, but word was that he had been there, and the rumors from the dungeons that I think they were trying to break people out or something, or get to someone. Anyway, he mentioned that people there that he had been speaking to were convinced that there were elves being held in there. It's the only lead I have, really. If the elves all disappeared at some point, maybe some of them were taken. That's all I can hope about, right? Maybe she's there.
If she is, I'll get her out.
Oh, that's good
I'll
to
make
hear.
sure of it.
I'm too old. I would be there with you if I could only, well, if I could only get out of this bed, I suppose.
I should have come and found you earlier.
Hey, you thought I was dead. It's okay. I guess all I can say is I'm glad to see that you've got some purpose again. Wandering alone for all those years, it can't be good for a man. But you left the order. If you're intending to get back into the fold, just think carefully about it, about what you really want.
I don't know that I wanted to be in again, but the resources that they have, the connections they have, I might be able to leverage some of them from the outside. Things are happening, things the Order may not even yet be aware of. Dissent is being sown by the lords of the towns, and
it might go even further than you can imagine. It's smart. It's good. Use the tools and the resources you have available. I think I just need to rest. I think I might just go back to sleep again. You're all right. There's not anything else. You don't need me to introduce you to anyone.
no. You look after yourself. You get your rest. You get past this. And I'll see you again soon.
His eyes close, and He just reaches a hand out.
And I'll hold his hand.
You can grab it, and he falls back into sleep, and you feel his hand go limp. All right. What's next for Erendor?
I would like to meet with the Nest Father again.
Yeah, you can head out of the room back into the main chamber, and yeah, at the top end of the large central chamber, where the waterfalls come down and connect, there are like two little bridges made of stone that pass over top of each side of the channel, making it quite an interesting way to get to this area. You can cross over there, rap a few times on the door, and you hear the voice again. Come in, please. And inside is a more sort of official looking area. Lots of like notes and books and shelves and stuff like that. And Thaddeus himself is sitting behind a desk, currently looking at some scrolls, writing away. Erendor, how's your father?
He woke for a short time. He's resting again.
Oh, excellent. I'm good to hear that. Is there anything else we can do for you?
I have a favor to ask.
He pushes aside the scrolls and looks at you more directly. Your father was a good man. He's worked with us for many years. I have a lot of respect for him. He was here before I even joined, and he never aspired for power. He never wanted control. He just wanted to help people. I have a lot of respect for that, and so therefore I have a lot of respect for you. What can I do?
Honestly, a few things.
All right. Well,
When I
if it's in my power, we'll see.
We'll see. The party that I've been with, I'm sure you're aware of them.
Indeed, I believe you've been going by the name The Bloody Nails. Am I right?
That's us.
Quite an eccentric group.
We are at times, but someone needs to draw attention away from the actions that happen in the shadows. The actions that often are more wide-reaching and better connected, but the people need a symbol.
Indeed. The nail. It was your doing, was it?
I mean, who else would it be?
Hey, it's a clever idea. The common folk rally behind such symbols, I suppose.
There are actions that are happening. There are jobs that our group is doing for certain individuals of power in cities all over the continent.
Interesting.
Those who are not quite so aligned with the Empire and the Empire's interests. I'm not going to go into too much detail, I'm sure you can understand. But it may be useful for us if we are able to get some form of connection through to the other cities, or have some way of communicating with the nests when we reach them. If there is anyone that you can trust at any of the other major cities on the continent.
Well, of course. We all do operate fairly independently, but the rest of us, Nest Fathers, we do keep in contact. I mean, can't deny that I'm extremely intrigued about what you're talking about, but if it's not something you wish to share, and I guess knowing who I am, I don't necessarily blame you. Let me think. I'll tell you what I can do. I get word to the Ness and the other cities, and let them know of your coming. Is there anything that I could suggest they look into? Any research that they might be able to do in advance of your arrival?
One moment, I'm just trying to find my note of the name of the city that we didn't have a specific contact for.
Should be able to see it in the journal as well.
Yeah, I'm just having to move things out of the way so that I can see it. Nope, not that one.
So there was Velsolis, which has been completely isolated for like 100 years, so probably wouldn't have been that one.
Yeah, Val, Aaron, we didn't
Yep.
know who to get in contact with the governor.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we've got a Ness well set up in Valoran. It's a strange city, honestly, and some strange tidings from the north. This whole talk of the dead walking in the forests again, bit concerning. But absolutely, I'll include in my note that that you intend to try and strike up a conversation with the governor there.
Thank you.
And the other cities you wanted me to send some advance to?
Simply to watch for the nail and
Prepare that now.
we simply request their hospitality or any warning they can provide us when we arrive.
Of course. It shall be done. And here, let me give you this. He stands up, starts rifling through a cupboard nearby, and brings out a little brooch that you could pin to your cloak or jacket or something, which is the classic symbol of the Order of the Ravens. A feather surrounded by a circle that sort of like pierces diagonally through the circle. Probably don't wear
Thank
it on
you.
the outside, to be honest, since you're not technically one of us, but I'm sure
course
you
not.
could flash it. Great. Yeah, I will send out ravens tonight.
It is greatly appreciated.
Of course.
There was one more thing. I need to get out of the city and I need to head north. Preferably quickly.
Okay. Do you intend to leave more subtly? You don't want people to see your departure? Or do you more just need haste?
It's a bit more haste.
We could arrange your horse for you if that's required.
It would be very much appreciated.
Of course. Go up and speak to the owners of the Gilded Griffin. God, that's not what it's called. Shit. Sorry, 1 second. I've got so many pages of notes.
He's very candid, this man, isn't he?
The Gilded Crow. Speak to Lady Marielle. Show her the symbol and just say that Thaddeus has asked you provided a horse, and it shall be done.
Thank you.
If you ever wish to return here to this nest specifically, just present yourself to the barkeepers themselves, and a wry smile goes across his face. Ask for one of their sharpest drinks. It's a bit on the nose, but hey, what's life without a bit of theatrics?
Ah, exactly.
Excellent. Well, I'll walk you out if you like.
Thank you.
and he wanders you down, out along the chamber. You can see as you pass down through one of the rooms, Leah is currently wielding a rapier and in tense sparring combat with another slightly younger sort of teenage boy. You can see she rolls along the ground, kicks out one of his legs from underneath him, and he falls onto his back, and she rolls back up immediately, blade to his neck. She looks over out the door as you're passing and just smiles and gives you a little wave.
And I'll wave back.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty.
I will mention to the nest father as we walk through. Thoughts on the young girl, Leah?
She's very clever. She's very quick. If she's dedicated, she will. I think she'll do well. I guess I'm a little bit concerned. There's something that drives her, something from her past that could be a problem. We just have to be careful to not let her emotions overcome her dedication to the cause. But maybe that will come with age.
She is still rather young.
Indeed. We won't be putting her into any, into no dangerous situations, hopefully, for a while, at least. Well, like I said, you're welcome to return whenever you like, and I hope you the best of luck for your current endeavors.
Thank you.
All right, and you can head on out, back up the stairs into the Gilded Crow. You can chat to Lady Marielle, who she's a former noblewoman, so she looks like she knows how to dress pretty well. Graceful and refined, and she can arrange a horse for you, and you can be clacking down the streets within the next 10 minutes, no problem. Unless there was anything you wanted to do on the way out.
Nothing else.
Awesome. Clattering along down the way and to the causeway, and you can be shooting towards the gate before midday even strikes. Great. Let's close the curtains. Take a little 10-minute break, guys.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time? We've got like about an hour. You guys want to go for like another hour?
Yeah, could do an hour.
Look, I got another 8 hours free, but I don't think.
I've got all night.
Sweet.
I'm good as long as I stay awake.
Yeah, appreciate you sticking with us, man. All right, sweet. All right, cool. So I guess what we should do is, unless there's anything specific you guys wanted to do through the, I guess half of this day, we can just cut to the sound of horses or a horse approaching, and Erendor meets up with the group. Or is there any sort of anything else you wanted to do in the meantime?
So the guards have gone, the merchants have gone, the party's regrouped.
We're camping. We're camping and waiting for Arendor, I think.
Yep. So I imagine you guys were sort of just chilling for a bit, waiting for him to catch up.
Riv,
Yeah.
from where I was up the tree, would I have seen the conversation at least that Vale was having with the guard captain on his own?
You would have seen that they had a conversation, yeah, but you wouldn't have been able to hear it.
He's like, I can read lips.
No, I already know I can't. I don't know what was said, but could I
That
tell?
conversation I didn't hear. Can I see it?
Could I tell it was too chummy or anything like that, or no idea?
Oh,
I have no idea how far away you put me from him, so
yeah,
Insight
I
check
imagine you
with
were
disadvantaged.
Probably, yeah,
I've already done the insight check. So
to get hidden up into one of the trees, I imagine you would probably be like 20, 30 feet back from the road. They would have been on the other side. Yeah, 30.
And you've already admitted you weren't watching them. You were watching me.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
all right, fair. Never mind.
I mean, if you...
All right, all good then. No, all good. Yep, no, keep going.
I mean, the whole body language thing is a different part of it, though. So you could roll me a masterful insight to see if...
No.
On the body language? No? All good?
No, all good.
All right, cool. All right, well, Erendor's horse approaches and arrives in. He sees your camp, or whatever camp you have set up, and you're back together. Easy as that.
Three
How did-
horses.
How did it go, Arendor? What happened?
My father's not well. He'll either make it or he won't. It doesn't look like there's much that anyone can do to help him beyond just make sure he gets rest.
It wasn't me, right? That he only took a tiny sip of that beer. There's only a tiny bit of mushroom.
He's far too old to be out and about that late at night, especially in such cold weather. He's just pushed himself more than was smart.
I'm just wondering if any clerical help is needed. Like, can we actually help him in any way? Like, heal him or not?
The Order are looking after him as best they can.
Good to know. Well, just hit me up if I can help in any way. I feel kind of bad.
All right.
So what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with the mine? You guys have had a look and seen what's going on, right?
Nope. We just made camp and was waiting.
Still a days in. We figured we'd regroup before we checked out. No sign of movement on the roads. It's either sitting still or whoever's exiting would have to go another way. I don't know if there is another way. Which leads to some conclusions. If they're not pulling the gold out, then whoever's there has no interest in gold. And whoever doesn't have an interest in gold is probably not human, because humans generally have an interest in gold.
That sounds like sound logic to me. And then I look up at the sky. How high is the sun? How high is the sun, Riv?
Let's say it's about midday, I reckon. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Erendor would have left about midday, so it'll be starting to get towards evening now.
All right.
We can make our way down the road a bit further and then head it in the morning.
All right. I snuff out the fire and pick up some charcoal to take with me.
Fair enough. Have you got a charcoal spell component you need?
No, I just want a little bit of like a chunk of charcoal.
Yeah.
If I need to draw anything, mark anything,
Yeah,
at
cool.
least I have something, you know.
Yeah, sweet. All right, cool. Yeah, you can head a bit further into the road, down the road, and set up camp. Yeah, I probably won't do perception checks at this point. I don't think you're deep enough into the outback to require constant watches, and that gets a little bit tiresome if you just kind of do that all the time anyway, for everything. So I'm happy to waive it for tonight. Goes through.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. I was going to take watch that night.
Well, I mean, so please, if there's anything you wanted to do during the watch, then you can shout it out as well.
Yeah, unless anyone's got anything they need to do before bed.
No?
Yeah, I'd like to make some more good berries and make up five vials of good berry powder potion water, good berry water.
Yeah.
To give to everyone for the next day. Yeah, so I take out my mortar and pestle and pound out some good berries and distribute them the powder that they can put in their vials.
Cool. So that'll last one day, and if you drink it, you get 1 hit point.
Get 1 hit point, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're satiated, I suppose, for the day. They don't have to eat if they don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take some time sitting by the fire, just going over my weapons and gear, making sure it's sharp, and just thinking about the encounter the day before.
Any sort of insights? What are you thinking, or is it more you're sort of just mulling it over in private?
Mulling it over.
Yep.
Trying to think. You mentioned I was last seen heading into the Darkwood.
Yeah.
Investigating the Darkwood, or last heard about something there, which we're nearby. Maybe we'll check that on the way north.
Cool. Dondar or Rio or Erendor? Any nocturnal activities?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep copying your spells. I imagine probably by the next night. I'd say you've probably been able to copy everything over.
Excellent.
Cool. All right, Rio can take watch, and other than a bit of wind that picks up over the night and the temperature dropping, you don't hear or see any creatures or anything concerning. And the dawn comes cool, but still the slightest bit of snow starting to trickle down through and land on the trees. Not enough to stick yet, but just sprinkling the ground.
So, Riv, during my watch, Dondar taunted me the other day about a deck of cards. I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace and sneak up and steal them.
Okay. Roll a stealth check. This is while you're in the middle of the night sleeping, and everyone's sleeping?
Yeah, while he's sleeping. That's there during watch.
Yeah, go for it, man. Roll a stealth check. All right.
So plus 10 and I think plus an extra 3 because we're in the forest, or we're not in the forest now?
Yeah, we're probably in the forest now. Cool. So you managed to get to his tent and get inside nice and stealthily. I think even on a natural 20, he probably wouldn't be able to hear you. So next,
I only rolled an 11, but
I mean, Pass Without a Trace is a good spell.
yeah.
Great. So now you gonna rifle through the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Roll a sleight of hand.
Question is, Dondar awake?
Okay. I'm just wondering if I give you advantage for this because of Pass Without a Trace, but it doesn't really, shouldn't technically affect that, should it? Although, yeah.
It's a dexterity and stealth check, so it is a dexterity check.
It's dexterity stealth.
Dexterity stealth. Oh, sorry.
You know what? I guess I'm probably a bit of a dick to just like hand wave this, but the fact that you stealthed in, he's asleep. You probably don't need a sleight of hand check, because he's asleep. So let's just say you rifle, and you need to give me now a final investigation check to see if you can find it. This is what it comes down to.
Donda keeps cards in his underpants.
Well, actually, yeah, I guess it. Just roll it. We'll see.
Yeah, no. I was just double checking what favorite enemy gave me, but it, nothing here. Nothing for this. Which one did you say? Investigation.
Yeah. Where do you think you would have kept your cards, Donda?
Somewhere an elf would never look.
Is it like just in like your pack, or would it be like on your person or something?
At the time, I wasn't really serious about it, but I suppose it would probably be on me.
Like so, like in your jacket or something.
Yeah, somewhere within my clothing, within my inner clothing.
Yeah. Well, then your inner clothing. It sounds like you're trying to make this as super hard as possible.
I'm wearing armor. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
You probably wouldn't sleep with your clothes on, though, would you?
Interesting.
You're saying Donda sleeps
sleep
he
with
sleeps in the
armor.
nude. Donda sleeps in the nude.
Well, I'm just thinking,
And
like,
nude dwarf.
There's all sorts of rules about sleeping in armor that usually get hand waved because it's a pain in the ass.
yeah.
Well, let's just say it's in my bag then, somewhere in some inner pocket.
Yeah, because a 12 is probably just good enough to find it if it was like in the bag. But if you had like specifically chosen to hide it somewhere, I probably should have gotten you to like message me before or something. If it's in your bag, I think 12 is good enough to get it. You find it, Rio. You have a deck of cards.
Sweet, 3 decks of cards.
Okay, fair enough. All right, please remove a deck of cards from your inventory if you have one, Donda. Cool. Alrighty. Yep, everyone smash your long rests, and we will dawn the new day. All right. So the road carries on. Sorry, was there?
I'll do the usual gear check,
Yeah.
light dusting of snow on the ground, make sure everyone strap their boots up. Don't want to be getting wet feet in the cold, etc., etc., etc. And everyone gets their bonus hit points.
Oh yeah, I do the same with Aid, with Valerian. Who else? Valerian, three people.
I don't think they
No, this is
max.
this is max, not temp.
How long does it last for?
8 hours.
Oh wow! All right.
What's the damage? Oh, I roll the thing. How much hit points? Okay. Let me roll hit points first. I think for Vale, JC's gonna be super far away. Kiwi squishy. So Vale, Erendor, and Kiwi and Donda. Sorry, Donda.
What level are you doing it at?
Second level. Normal.
So it's 10.
Uh,
If you don't roll,
three-
just your numbers.
Oh yeah, it's just. Wait, how much? Second level, it's 5. Is it 5? It's third level. Third level. Can I strike that and make it?
Yep. If you do it at third level, then
It'll be plus 10.
it'll be plus
Yeah.
10. Yep.
How do we adjust the max again?
I believe you have to hit the cog up the top left of your character sheet.
Change it, settings, yeah.
So
So yeah, how much?
you
Yeah,
get a plus
yeah.
10 to your max HP for 8 hours.
So hit your cog up in the top left, and then directly above your hit points, there's another little cog. You can add a temporary max HP number there. Awesome. All right.
TP.
Cool. All good. So the road winds deeper into the forest. The fir trees get denser. As you go deeper and deeper in, it starts to head uphill. You are now getting into the very feet of the mountains, and the snow now is starting to stick. Some of the branches have a bit of snow piled up, and there's a bit of slush on the ground. The road winds back and forth on itself as it heads up the steep side of the hill, and eventually, the higher and higher up you go, the colder it gets, the more snow is around. The trees become more sparse as you start getting closer and closer to breaching through the tree line. I'd say probably about half a day's of travel, maybe slightly more than half a day of good walking. Oh, actually, here's a question. Are you bringing the wagon with you and the horses, or are you taking on foot?
I guess if we've got a road that we can roll a wagon on, then
Yep.
we'll take the wagon.
Cool. Yeah, all good. You break up through the tree line and see the mountains up ahead of you, snow capped, and the terrain that you're in now is just, it's not fully coated in snow, but patches of it here and there, and big boulders sticking up out of the side of the mountain. Bunch of sort of tussocky grass swaying in the wind. After not too long, you get to another switchback, and there are a few small little structures, a few small little houses, almost like huts. At this point now, just as you sort of reach these buildings, you can also hear the sound of crashing water coming from far off in the distance. And I'll just pause there if there's anything you wanted to do now that you've reached some buildings.
Does this look like the mine, or is it just some prospectors' huts?
It's probably hard to tell at this point. Just a couple of huts built on the. I mean, I guess if you kind of just carry on up to the next switchback and have a look up, you see the buildings get more and more dense. So you gather that you have probably reached the destination, and that these are sort of like living quarters or something like that. The sort of huts that the workers would be staying in.
Probably pull up the cart, hitch the horses.
Mm-hmm.
High alert, folks. We're here. See what
Yeah.
sort of clusterfuck we're walking into this time.
I'd like to climb on top of the wagon and do a wide range perception check on what's around, like if there's any open doors or.
Please roll me a perception check. Cool. So there are 3 houses along this current stretch of road before it hits the switchback. There doesn't seem to be any sign of life. One of the doors is slightly ajar, the others are closed. Bit of snow is piled up on the roof. Other than that, you don't see or hear any sounds of life.
All right, and I climb on down and
Yep.
venture off to see what Vale is up to.
Be moving forward slowly. I'm going to check the houses.
Cool. Did you say you wanted to check into the houses?
Mhm.
All right,
Yep.
cool. In the first one you go into, it's cold. Hasn't been anyone here in weeks. There's like a fireplace in here which completely burnt out. No signs of recently being lived in. There's no like food scraps around or anything like that. If you head up into the top part of the hut, there is a bed, very basic. It's more of like a mattress with some blankets on top. Blankets kind of look like they've been tousled and left as they were. Yeah. Is there anything else? Is there anything specific you want to keep an eye out for?
I was just looking for any sign of, damage or conflict.
Yeah.
See if there was half-eaten food, whether they bailed out quickly or whether it was, were things packed up? Did they leave voluntarily, or is it just left as is?
Yeah, cool. Roll an investigation check for me.
anyone like to assist me?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll-
assist.
I imagine we're all checking out the houses.
Yeah, roll of advantage. Or someone else can come in. Pretty good. Yeah, so on top of what I said, yep, no freshly eaten food or anything like that. So what I would say is that it's clearly a worker's hut, like someone, an individual or maybe a couple lived here. You would normally expect to see their gear, right? Like their boots, if they had been here recently, that they might have like just kicked off, or in the cupboard maybe they would have their, I don't know, helmets and pickaxes and stuff. You don't see any boots, you don't see any pickaxes, you don't see any mining gear here.
What about food?
There are some like long life things in one of the cupboards, so you'll probably find some, grains and things like that, some beans probably.
Still some food here, so they either were expecting to come back or didn't expect to go.
I take a bag of grain for the horses to feed the horses outside.
I guess we keep on moving in.
All right.
High alert.
Yeah. The other two houses are kind of much the same. The road carries on up and switches back, and then there's another line of houses, this time a bit more dense. There's several more along here. Want to poke into any of these, or we're just going to carry on?
Quick glance on the way through. Any sort of like guard tower or guard building, or obviously slightly more fortified structure?
Yeah. From where you are, nothing yet. Still, it mostly just looks like workers' huts. Yeah. Roll a 1d8 for me.
And I'd probably be gesturing people to spread out. Tracky boy to do his tracking.
Yep. I don't really know how I can show you this. I guess I could screen share, but I just typed down on my thing, I'd type down the number 6.
Okay.
There you go. So you poke into one of the huts. This one's very similar to the others in that no signs of like eaten food recently, no like gear, no boots and stuff. But this one's a bit different. Table overturned, chairs flung against the wall. Looks like there's a mess in here.
Just mess or damage?
Roll investigation for me. I will answer you. I want to see how much you pick up. I assume you can go have advantage again if you like.
Yes, please. Roll it again.
Better.
Slightly.
Yeah, so there is damage. Like one of the chairs is broken, like it's fell on its side and then something heavy landed on it maybe. On a 17.
I'm not saying like big claws across the table or like weapon scarring.
Any blood? Do we see any blood?
No blood. You do see some on the floor near where the stairs kind of go up, like very basic stairs that go up to a top sort of attic sleeping area. You do see some scratches. On a 17, I probably can't tell you too much about them, but there do seem like there have been some scratches or some damage done.
I'll call Ryo over. He's the expert in looking at animal tracks.
Okay.
Ask him what he makes of them.
Cool.
How large are these tracks?
We don't
Yeah.
have no
Just the scratches.
Scratches. Probably a good couple of feet. Like one of them is probably like a foot long. Another one might be a foot and a half. Rio, why don't you... What do you want to roll for it? It could be either survival or investigation.
I'll investigate.
Cool. Perplexing. I think you're probably unsure what could have caused it.
Can we tell the size of the mandible that caused it from the
Mandible.
The spacing of the scratches.
Not
Is it
on
that
a
kind
knife.
of
Yeah,
scratch?
No, they're just big scratches.
just big scratches.
Oh, looks like we might have some sort of conflict after all.
Large beast of some sort.
Mm.
All right.
No, unless we keep on moving deeper.
There's another
I like
switchback. Yeah.
I don't know how far away. Do we smell anything?
It is a nice, cold, fresh mountain environment. Probably you don't smell anything else. No, nothing like. I don't know.
There is no smell of running human.
Right, I see what you're saying. No.
No
All good.
smell of dwarf.
I don't believe so.
Other than the one that's in the group.
Oh. I like to head back outside and see if there's any fresh footprints in the snow. Is there snow all over the floor at the moment? I mean, on
Yeah.
the ground.
Quite a lot of snow.
Can we get a sense of how high we need to traverse to reach the top of this?
Yeah, you're nearly there. Probably another couple of switchbacks, and you'll be reaching the top. You can just see the buildings go up a few more sort of levels, and further up, you can see there are a couple of larger buildings. And the sound of crashing water is getting louder as you go up.
When we reach the top of the last switchback, or near the top, can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we say we carry on up, unless there's any other buildings you guys want to poke your way into?
If they're just huts, it won't be like deep searches, but it'd be just like open the door, poke in.
Very, very similar. Some of them are completely untouched and empty, and then the odd one has got a bit of a scuffle.
Do you want me to do a perception or an investigation for footprints?
Sorry, what was the last bit? What for what?
I was looking for footprints in the fresh
Yeah.
snow.
No footprints in the fresh snow. We never need you to roll for it. Very obvious when there are tracks, and there are none. Cool. All right, so further on up now, there are two larger buildings. There is it's kind of what looks like the main one. It's just a single long standard, built in the same sort of way as the other huts, but just much larger, much longer. There's a set of stairs that lead up to it, to the main entrance. And beside it, there is another building, a bit smaller, more squared, and it's got like an open front. You can see over here that there are workbenches and things like that. It kind of looks like an armory or something like that, a place to maintain tools and things like that. Now that you're up here, the sound of the crashing water becomes very apparent. There is a massive waterfall crashing down the side of the mountain here, just splashing down into a river that trails down off to the side. And I guess you probably would have arrived. What time did you start? You started up about half the day up. Yeah, so you probably would have arrived like midday-ish, I think. Sun's poking out through some of the clouds, and on the base of the waterfall, like against the sort of the rock that it's tumbling down over, there are all this red mossy fungus sort of stuff growing all the way along, and the sun is just sort of sparkling through the water and hitting the stuff, and it almost looks like the waterfall is like a sparkling ruby. It's almost like it's bleeding. It's kind of beautiful, and hence given the name. The water, the river itself, sort of crosses down a bit of a flat area, and over the top of it, you can see there is a wooden structure that's been built. There's a bridge that goes over. There's a big water wheel, and there's all these sort of tracks that have been built to funnel water down through. There's stone piled up in some of them, looking like it's a place where they would be processing ores and stones and things like that, doing a bit of sluicing maybe. And then a large cave entrance, which has a bit of track coming out to the top of it, and just darkness and
Like iron track?
yeah, like cart tracks. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'd check out these two larger buildings.
Mm-hmm. The
high alert, thoroughly creeped out.
yeah,
Did detect magic pick up anything?
it did not. No, nothing within the immediate radius. So the armory sort of, well, not armory. It's like a tool maintenance area. You can see there are a bunch of pickaxes up on the wall. There are some irons and grinding tools and things like that. Seems relatively okay. Like there hasn't been anything massively disturbed or overturned in here. Yeah.
What do you guys think about trying to flush out anything? Maybe a loud sound or something?
Draw it out, you mean?
I mean,
Yeah.
gather information first.
In general, loud sounds scare beasts away.
So
It's-
in the
yep.
in this armory, do we see? Is it wet for weapons or is it for just smelting?
Yeah, no, sorry, I should have not said armory. It's like a if you imagine, a
You mean
miner
a-
has broken a pick or something, they'll come here to repair it.
Oh, so it's like
So it's more of a forge.
Like
blacksmith,
smithy
a
or
smorge.
Yeah, yep.
Do I see
Tell
any?
us a closet.
Do I see any hammers?
There are a few. Yep, there are a few.
I
sitting
might
around.
pick up a hammer and stow a hammer away. They'll come in handy.
Bro, I love Kai. He's such a Skyrim character, eh? Just like grab everything, add to inventory.
No, but hammers. When we need a shovel, we don't have a shovel.
Yeah.
So when we need a hammer, we don't have a hammer. So
You're
a hammer.
definitely not wrong.
Do we still not have a shovel?
Yeah. Do we have? Is there any shovels here? We don't have a shovel. We need a shovel.
Yeah, there's definitely shovels and there are pickaxes.
Don, pick up a pickaxe or a shovel. I'll pick up a hammer.
I don't know if I want to shovel that big. I know. Just take a pickaxe then, but I'm gonna drop it as soon as I see anything.
Carry the stool around forever, but a useful pickaxe, nah. Drop it at the
A
first.
pickaxe
useful
is heavy. I've already got 2 axes. I don't need another pickaxe.
True.
Yeah.
The big building itself. This looks like it's a place where there's a bit of logistics done. There is a dining area where it looks like it's designed for many people all at once to sit together and eat. There are a few offices where there would be, just like sketches. There's like a, I don't know, bookshelf of scrolls and things like that where people have been writing down notes and things like logs of, hauls that have been done and, places of interest within the mines that they might think is worthwhile investigating next. This place has also been pretty badly wrecked. The dining area, tables are overturned, chairs are broken. A lot more of these scratches you can find, just like long, straight scratches. Sometimes some of them are like, 3 feet long, and they're all pretty much perfectly straight.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's very similar throughout the place. Like in some of the offices, you might see the odd table that's been overturned. Some of them are not touched at all. But yeah, there's carnage and no people.
And no blood? Even old, aged, dark stains?
Roll investigation. Looking for blood now specifically. None that you can find, no.
No blood.
Or go advantage if you want. If still people are helping.
Yeah, I'd be helping.
Yep.
Maybe blood?
None that you can find.
Can I just stick my finger in one of the gashes to see how deep it digs into the wood or the wall or whatever?
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
no.
want to see how deep it is.
A good question. It's not very deep, actually. Just roll a flat intelligence check for me. All right, there you go. It doesn't feel that deep.
Yep.
Is there any sort of map of the mine network here in the Hall of Mine Knowledge?
Normally they'd be on the wall, right? They'll
Well,
have it.
actually, is there a map of the mine network that you're willing to give us that you don't
Yeah,
have?
exactly. That's the thing. Here you go. Here are my notes for the whole thing.
Just share your screen already.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Go for like it's a mess. Things have been trashed.
Mhm.
If you get an 18 on an investigation check, I'll draw something for you with advantage.
There we go.
Fuck.
Had to set a number. Had to set a number.
All right, you find a rough sketch which has been it's been a bit worn out, a bit torn and stuff like that, but you do get a bit of a sketch. I will draw something for you. All right.
No.
Yeah, all good. So yeah, you guys have a think about what you want to do next, and I'll start sketching.
I'm gonna just sniff deeply. What does it smell like in here?
I mean, there are the doors open. There are some windows that are currently open as well. It's pretty fresh, I would say. I mean, there's a bit of the musty wood smell that you'd expect from these sort of like alpine cabins and log cabins and whatnot. Yeah, nothing really particular stands out.
Well, I guess there's only one thing for it.
Collapse the entrance and say we were never here.
Job done.
Job done.
That is a very underwoven thing. It's a mine full of gold.
Something deep within Dondar stirs with lust. His eyes glow.
Hey Donda, you're familiar with mines, right? And ores of
I
the
should be.
of the
I'm a
earth?
mountain dwarf, I think.
Stonework, if nothing else.
Can we go back to the forge and see if there's any unsmelted gold?
I
just want to know. I don't want to pick it up. I just want to know.
So not in the
Like-
forge, no. Not
So
in the
there's
forge.
no-
Whatever you make an
Gold ore
Okay.
or anything unprocessed gold ore.
No, not in the
This is-
forge. The forge,
Okay.
like that area appears to be
Oh,
more...
it'll be at the grindy thing.
Yeah,
The grind
exactly.
house, the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
thing.
So I have a double proficiency bonus to intelligence or history checks to the origins of stonework.
All right.
Don't know if you could argue that I could check the origins of those marks. If they're perfectly straight, you could argue they're stonework.
I think that probably wouldn't apply here. No.
Hmm.
All right.
All right, I've drawn a real shit map for you, but
I thought it was a Pokemon.
it's hard. It's not the easiest tool to use. But roughly what you see is there's the layout of the mine where there's like a first sort of like staging chamber and then 3 branches of the mine that go off. And then there's a large chamber in the center with some like, it looks like some construction or
bridge
something like
or
that. Yeah,
track-
something like that.
tracks?
And then, there are a few things like that. There's like sort of notes and stuff scribbled saying, like this is a slightly rich vein found on the 10th of the month on whatever and things like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna roll up that parchment and take it with us, eh?
Mm-hmm.
If there's nothing else here, shall we check out that wheelhouse, the grinding house, the ore grinding house?
Sure. Lead the way.
All right, I pop out and I look around and head towards the waterfall. I'm assuming it's near the water where where the wheelhouse is for grinding ores.
Yeah, so it's there are a couple of different things that they've set up for refining the raw materials they're pulling out. So there's like the sluice tracks where they would chuck in the loose gravel and stuff like that will push water down through over the top of it. The gold will sit on the top and the gold will sit on the bottom and the gravel will get washed away. So that's good for picking up like the flakes and the nuggets and stuff. Of the ore itself, there's like a building out beside where the wheel is, and in here you can see the wheel is powering some like machinery that they're using to crack open the rocks and break down bits and pieces, things like that. There's nothing in here that's like a forge for heating up and melting away the slag and stuff like that. You surmise that probably that would be done elsewhere. This is more of like a raw refinery to extract the raw stuff, take it from here to another place that can be refining it into the more high quality metals. Inside this area, there's a bunch of stacks of like unprocessed stone and rock in one of the corners. You can see like there's gravel in the sluice. There's still stuff here.
So it's currently running because the water is running. So is it like really noisy?
Yeah, it's pretty noisy. I mean, the wheel is just turning, but the machinery hasn't been like engaged.
Right. I like to carefully go in and check and see if there's anyone in here grinding some rock.
Yeah. Roll a stealth check. Ooh.
I am stealthy,
You
yeah.
are stealthy. And it's a good thing that you are, because as you get inside the room, you find it completely empty.
Completely empty.
Completely empty.
Not even a sign of anything.
Oh, sorry. Completely empty of people that might.
Oh, I thought
be
it was
alive.
an empty room, so I was like, okay, there's nothing here.
Oh no, sorry. I was just kind of messing with you. No people around. Just
The walls are white.
just what I mentioned, the sort of machinery for cracking rock and processing the raw stuff, and then piles of stone and whatnot.
All right, I enter and I look around to see if there's any like scratches or anything.
Nothing in here. Nope, doesn't seem to be any disturbance in here.
No disturbance.
Nope.
What? No disturbance. Shallow scratches, but long.
Oh, nothing like that.
No, I'm just thinking in my head.
Oh, right, sorry.
Like, based on what I saw in the bigger hut thing.
Yeah.
The damage that was caused. All right, so it seems like the beast doesn't like to be around the water of some sort. Okay. Well, I have a look around, don't find anything, and I'll walk back up.
All right.
As we get everyone together, I'm just going to quickly whip around the group and ask if anyone has seen any sign of gold.
Oh,
Be
I
it-
saw some gravel. Some gravel.
dust, nuggets.
Did I see any gold flake in the processing thing?
No.
You definitely would have, yeah. So
there is-
it's not stuff that you could just like pick up and chuck in your pocket and then take it to someone to use. It still needs to be refined a bit. But
like-
there were chunks of like raw stone and ore
Raw
sitting
stone,
there ready to be
powder
processed.
stuff.
Yep. Within the sluicings themselves, you'll probably find flakes and stuff like that, which they just didn't immediately collect because it's not worth their time straight away. But
Yeah, I just mentioned that unrefined gold ore and powder and flakes in
Rock.
the.
Gold ore. Gold doesn't really come as an ore because gold is just gold. You just get rock and you crush it.
Well, that's
Unless you're a wizard.
an alchemist.
Sorry. I guess what I mean is like it's like the rock where the veins would be in, right? So you would
But nobody's seen any sign of nuggets or bags of collected dust.
I didn't see it.
No chicken.
I am not sure if I find that soothing or more worrying. And then I
Yeah.
have another terrible thought, which I don't want to speak out loud.
Yeah.
Well-
If it was animals, they would have left the gold. If we can't find any gold, what the hell came through here?
Well,
A corrupt dwarf.
I don't know if my character has the thought, but I have the thought, and that worries me. I guess it only leaves the mine itself.
You.
Shall we?
Sure. I'd like to recast aid. It's probably been more than 8 hours now.
What was that?
I'd like to recast the aid for your hit points. Your
If you
extended-
did that in the morning, it's probably
Yeah, 8
do it a
hours.
couple hours.
We spent hours traveling up, then we did some searching.
Mm.
It's gonna like expire soon. Has it been nearly 8 hours?
I think you've probably got an hour or two left.
Let me just recast it anyway.
An hour or two left on the spell, or an hour or two left to live?
Both.
Yes.
All right, cool. You recast aid.
Can I ritual cast detect magic at the entrance?
Yep, you may.
I'll be watch out for you. I'll
Yeah.
cover you.
Your presence of mind reaches out, and no magical pins nearby.
Well.
looking down at the entrance. Do we see scratches in the gravel and/or rock base of the tunnel?
Let's get another investigation check.
I will individually also look.
Yeah, I'd like to look myself, if that's okay, or is that
Yep.
too many rolls?
No, go for it, folks. I'll assist someone.
I'll just stay watch and perceive.
Yeah, just let's go. Oh God, okay.
No, alright, never mind.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I mean, so there's a lot of stone and gravel, so you're probably not going to see scratches like that. Looking down into at least the entrance of the minecart, it's dark within. There's no light or anything like that. There are tracks that lead down, like cart tracks. Oh boy, on a 20, you do see something that's a bit odd. I mean, wind has probably shuffled around some of the gravel a bit, but you do see these like marks in the gravel that look almost like, imagine someone had like a big walking pole, like a walking stick, that's like, a good couple of inches in diameter, and they were like using it to walk along beside them. You see marks in the gravel like that, like the end of a pole was just like pressing down into the gravel. That's probably the most strange thing you see. And there's just kind of this uneven pattern of those marks.
Very strange.
Well, we're not going to get paid standing out here.
True.
Sort out.
Gather around me for 6 seconds. And I cast Eyes of the Night on everybody.
I was going to say. All right, excellent. So you all now see in grayscale the walls of the cave as it goes down and down. And down you can go. This first part of the tunnel is unremarkable. There are the odd bit of like wooden support here and there, propping up against the side. The tracks themselves sort of wind their way around and down, but eventually, after not too long, a couple of minutes, it opens out into a wider cavern that looks like a bit of a staging area here. There are, again, more big stacks of like crates with rock and ore in them. There are a few carts here off to the side, which are also like some of them are half full, some of them empty. There are a bunch of tools. There's a bunch of gear sitting around, and ahead of you, at the end of the cavern, are three tunnels that branch off, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead, with a track that goes in each one of those directions. Within this cavern, there are a few like lanterns that are hanging against the walls, or like torches, but they are unlit.
Fool of a took.
Alright, I pulled out my clicking candle. I snap my finger to light the nearest lantern.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, the light starts to fill the room. Color is returned.
Down here in the cave, especially if we move towards the further end where the entrances are, what do we smell?
Is there a breeze?
Do we
Is
smell it?
there a breeze? That's an interesting question. I would say no breeze. In terms of smell, yeah, doesn't really smell
cave.
unexpected. It smells like cold cave interior, rock, bit of mildew. There's like the odd trickle of water tapping away here and there, and you can smell that sort of like wet, dusty sort of rock smell. Yeah.
Cave, yeah.
Let's consult the draft cave map you have. Vale. Which way should we go first?
Obvious choice is straight ahead, but maybe we should just do a quick clear down the left first. Seems to be the smallest path. Make sure
Alright.
nothing pops out behind us.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. I'm just whispering so my voice doesn't echo out through the cave.
All right, cool. Creeping your way along. Should we get a marching order, and should we get some stealth checks?
Sure.
Before we do that, what is the width of the cave entrance?
Sorry, say that again. Did you say with a
What
woods?
is the width?
How
Oh,
big is the
the
mouth
width,
of the
gotcha.
cave as
Yeah.
we walked in?
Each one of these entrances is probably somewhere between 5 and 10 feet wide. Easily wide enough for a minecart to pass through with a person on either side of it. But it's not like they're not like massive tunnels. Yeah.
So it's no bigger than 10 feet.
So we're here, are we?
So
I
is
believe
this in
you'll be around.
height and width, 10 feet.
Are we there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to place a alarm there
Okay.
if I can remember how.
What would you like to trigger
A
it?
ritual spell. Unwanted intrusion.
All right. And so will that be something that just you hear? I can't quite remember how it works. I think it's one that just you hear, right?
Whenever tiny or larger creature touches or enters the watered area, can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm, so that I designate all of us.
Mhm.
You can choose whether the alarm is mental or audible,
Mm-hmm.
and it will alert you within a ping of 1 mile.
All right, cool. Yeah,
It will
excellent.
wake you if you're sleeping. Okay, yep. So
Nice.
just me.
Just you want to hear the alarm?
I don't think it gave the option of alerting others.
All right. Excellent. So yeah, you can start making your way down that corridor. Who's going first and who's going last?
I'll go somewhere in the middle.
I will go at the back.
I'll go first with sword and board out.
Yeah, I'll be second.
All right.
And I'll be third with my big shields in front of me.
Just waiting for the dice to move so I can click the stealth option
What's that
below it.
sound? Clink, clink, clink.
Oh, do you want
clink.
stealth checks from all of us, do you?
Yeah, let's get a group stealth check on. Unless you don't care about being stealthy, of course.
Oh, no.
I'm not hugely fussed, but
So I am wearing the boots of elven kind.
Hmm.
So my
we don't
steps
hear
make
you.
no sound,
We don't hear
Yeah.
you at all.
and I have advantage on stealth check.
It looks like I vanish again.
Where did Arendelle go?
I'll use my mage hand to just tap Kai on the shoulder on the other side.
Turn around and I see nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
Awesome. All right, cool. Okay, poking your way down the track. The it starts to dip down a little bit. It's the slant of the cave heads downwards. Every now and then you can see like an opening on the side of the main tunnel. You can peek in through and you can see that there's like a bit of a dugout chamber, like a small bit of a tunnel that goes like clearly they've sort of stopped here and dug into the wall a bit, finished whatever, extracting whatever they were trying to extract, and then moved on. So there's a handful of these as you go down. None of these little side passages go off for too far. Maybe at most one of them might go 20 or 30 feet in. You get further along to the end, and there is a wider chamber now. Again, it looks like another sort of like mini staging area. The cart tracks currently terminate here, and there are a bit more infrastructure. There's some wooden supports propping up against the walls. There are some more lanterns, some more like crates with tools and whatnot. And then there's like, you can see a tunnel that carries on, but it looks like a newer one that had more recently been starting to get worked on, but hasn't got very far yet. And other than that, you don't find anything else.
All right. On the way back, I use clicking candle to light every torch along the way back.
All right. On the way back up, Rio, if you're still going to be in front, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. Oh, okay. Jeez, you've got a good ass modifier to your dex save, don't you? On your way back up, one of the wooden planks of the cart track you step on, and it's loose and it slips out from underneath your feet, and you nearly stumble and fall and start rolling back down, but you just managed to catch yourself at the last moment and right yourself, and you're okay. But other than that, no problems. You can easily get your way back up to the main chamber again where Dondar's alarm was, and you have got 2 other paths remaining.
Have we seen any carts?
Yeah. Yep, there are a few carts stacked around. Some that have just been sort of like lifted off the tracks. There's a few that are on the tracks. Yep.
Do you think we could put some on the tracks and just push them into the tunnels and see what happens?
I'll let you discuss that with your companions. You can certainly try it if you wanted to. There's no technical reason you couldn't do that.
To trigger anything that might be triggered by presence?
Depends if we want to get the opener or we want you to have the opener.
I'm up for whatever.
Sounds too noisy to me.
Yeah. Will it be like squeaky and echo through the whole cave?
That's the idea. Recon by fire.
All right.
Put
I
fire
don't
in it
know.
as well.
Oh, light it on fire and push it down the so, like, if
Why
you
not?
want-
Things in the darkness fear fire, so why not?
All right. If you want, bring out the hammer. We could break up one of these carts for the wood, stack it inside a thing, light it on fire, push it down the track if you want.
Sure.
Okay. So we're doing that. So we're going to push it. Easy enough, I guess, to collect a bunch of crates. You can break some, or you could, scavenge them from other carts. Load up a cart, and then a few cantrips from Firebolt, I suppose, could light it. And yeah.
I'll just use prestidigitation.
Yeah, easy peasy.
I was going to say, I got a tinder kit.
Yep.
Many options for fire.
Okay. And then you're just going to like kick it down one of the tracks.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Which one? Down the main one?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Cool.
Whichever one we were interested in.
Yeah, well, you got 2, so you can go straight ahead or to the right. The one to the right looks like it starts to slope upwards a little bit, so you probably couldn't roll it up there, but the one straight ahead does slightly go down.
Sure. That one then.
All right, cool. You kick it, and it's not like the smoothest ride, but it does start to pick up speed and roll, and you hear the grinding sound as it slowly disappears away from you. There's this odd visage of light going down the tunnel, picking up speed, and it's gone.
Does the fire get brighter as it gets more oxygen as it's rolling?
I suppose the wind probably does fan the flames a little bit, but without too much time, it passes out beyond your sight.
Interesting.
Do we hear a crash after a long while?
Yeah, after
Or it just slows down?
it will. Yeah, actually, you know what? It would slow down. You wouldn't hear anything.
We hear nothing. Okay.
You wouldn't hear anything.
Okay. So that track must not go down.
Or it just goes
Continuously.
down and must go ending a straight, or it goes back up. It slows
Yeah.
down. All right.
Mm,
What's the plan?
Follow it down.
Cool. All right. The path goes down a little bit. Goes back up a little bit. It's not like a super steep one. But there's a generally slanted downwards cadence angle. And you don't find the cart as you're going yet, so clearly it must have kept on rolling. A few more little side pockets of little chambers as you go down. Nothing particularly interesting until eventually you get to one really, really large chamber. This one looks like it's probably more of a natural cave. And inside here, you can see there is big wooden constructions that's been done. There are like big scaffoldings that have been built up against the side of the wall. There is a bridge that branches across the main part of the cavern where your opening comes out to the bridge, and at the far side of it, there's another sort of small opening in the far wall. There are ladders and stairs that go up to the bridge and sort of connect. It's like this big, imagine like a big, like, I don't know, some dwarven construction or something like that they've like thrown up. There's just this kind of chaos everywhere. There's all sorts of structures. There's like a wooden walkway that expands around and loops around the side of the room. And then there are some small sort of like workshop areas as well. Looks like this might be a place where people would come to stage a lot of their gathering and their tools and repairs and stuff here as well for people that are currently within the mines. And the cart is just like on the bridge. Just it looks like it has gone up the bridge and rolled back down because the bridge has got a bit of a curve to it. The light of the burning cart is illuminating the whole area and sort of like bouncing light back around the room. You don't see anything in here either. There's no people. Everything just seems weirdly quiet. Yeah. There are a few little openings around the side of this cavern, with other little pockets and stuff like that people have been mining into. But yeah, other than that, not a lot else to say.
And
So
that
the bridge disappears into a hole on the far side.
Another sort of like opening, the bridge is more to be able to cross the gap without needing to go down into the bottom of the cave. Yeah. It doesn't look like there's a major tunnel that carries onwards from here.
I nudged Donda. Feels like home, doesn't it?
Is there any sign of non-recent human or humanoid construction? Or is it just a natural cave?
Yeah, just a natural cave. There is yep. No, it's just a natural cave. Doesn't look like it's been carved out or anything like that.
Fascinating. What is down below us?
Yeah, it just goes like beneath the bridge itself. It just goes down maybe 20 or so feet to the basin, and you can see down there are all sorts of like mining efforts and stuff. People have been hacking away at the ground, but it's not like a deep drop or whatever. It's just more cave.
Are there carts in here too?
Yep, up on top of the bridge, there will be carts.
So if we push the cart further, where does it go after the bridge?
It'll roll over top of the bridge and get to the far side of the cavern where it will stop. The tracks terminate there.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
20 What do you reckon, boys?
I don't know. Feels weird.
Turn around and try the other tunnel.
I'd like to walk up to the flaming cart in the middle of the bridge,
Mm.
roughly, and I like to cast detect evil and good.
All right, cool. What can you post that in the thing? All right. Aberration, celestial, element of a fiend within 30 feet.
So I guess that's a 30-foot radius around me.
Blocked by 1 foot of stone. Yeah. You do not feel any presence within 30 feet of you.
Alrighty. I whisper out, I don't sense anything.
Any sign of the those lines we saw on the surface? Someone,
I don't know.
Someone already asked that?
I haven't been looking.
Yeah. I'll say yes. You know what to look for now. On the bridge specifically, you do see a couple of these scratch marks.
Can we gain any understanding of how they got there, where they got from them, what they might have been done for or to?
I mean, they're just scratch marks on wood, right?
The scratch marks on wood. Okay.
I guess we backtrack and check the final one.
Should we leave the cart here or take it back up with us?
Rolled all the way down here from up there. I'm not pushing it up.
Yeah.
Is that another one on fire for the other one?
All right. You can backtrack. You can get back to the branching chamber again, and this time the tunnel angles upwards. Did you want to push a cart up? You'd have to sort of drag it along with you.
It goes upwards now.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right. Cool. Alrighty. Assuming same order.
Is there if we put our ear to the tracks, could we hear anything?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Was that me, sorry?
Donta wants to have a listen.
If you want to help him, you can.
Other than the odd like creaking that, I don't know, a stone might drop from the roof or something like that. No, you don't hear anything odd. So that's all right. You can push your way up through the tunnel. Yet again, small openings on the side of this tunnel. Cart track leads all the way up. The odd lantern here or there, which I assume, Kai, did you say you're lighting all of them?
These ones I don't. These
Right.
ones I don't. Because
Right.
I haven't found anything. I'm kind of freaked out right now.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit odd, right? That there is just like literally nothing, but I guess onwards we go. This tunnel's a bit longer than the others, so it feels like it drags on for a while. This one you see a lot more of these strange circular marks in the gravel. They're more
circular?
dense in pattern. Yeah, like these walking stick marks. Yeah.
Can I place my hand down to measure how wide these walking stick marks are?
Yeah, I mean, they're
Within my hand?
varying. They're varying. They're not all the same size. Some of them might be like an inch wide. A couple of them might be 3 or 4 inches wide.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. And it's like, I guess it's still gravel underground, so it's not like it's been necessarily touched by the elements or whatever. So I guess, yeah, take that for what it is.
A whisper to Rio. You seen anything like this before?
Like what, sorry?
Oh, these weird circle patterns on the floor.
Would what I have read.
I guess roll a history check. Really good one. Oh god, I shouldn't ask you to do
Nat
rolls
20.
for me. Yeah.
Nat 20.
All right. I don't think so. No. But onwards, the tunnel opens out into another. What was that? Sorry.
Do the circles look like they're the same circle, or a lot of them?
Yeah, no, I mentioned that they're like varying sizes.
Okay.
Yeah. The tunnel opens out into another one of these sort of like end chambers, I guess, that you would have seen now. This one's not as big as the previous one. And then beyond this, there is it looks like a more of a freshly dug tunnel. Has started being carved out onwards. And poking up along this one, you can see they have dug out and kind of like it turns to the left a bit, like the tunnel turns to the left. And it's really, really odd here because there is a massive hole in the wall that they dug, but it's at like waist height. This hole is. It doesn't look like a standard sort of tunnel that people would dig where they just dig out the tunnel at the same height the whole way. It looks like they were carving along and the side of the wall just collapsed inward. And inside the hole, you can see a very different environment. There are, immediately at the entrance, you can see a few big mushrooms, like nearly the size of a child, that's just faintly glowing with luminescence. There are like these flakes of dust and material, like organic material, just like floating in the air, and an odd sort of sickly sort of a smell coming up through the chamber.
Do I notice any spider web around the cave area?
No, you don't see anything like that, no.
Just a quick check. How long does it take us to get from the big cavern to here?
Maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. Gonna say, is Detect Good and Evil still rolling?
Oh, does it? Oh, it just goes around me, right? It's like, is it 10 minutes?
10-minute
Yeah.
concentration.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Probably would have, if it's taken 10 minutes, probably finished by now, right?
I think so, yeah.
No?
Do you want me to cast it again? I can cast it again.
No, that's right. I was just checking.
Alright.
Is there more of these circle things through that hole? Like, headed through that hole? Do I need to do a...
It is solid rock. In the like directly through the hole, it's solid rock, so you wouldn't see any footprints.
Don't see anything.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess. So, alright. Cool.
Okay, so I guess here we are. What do you want to do? Are we going to carry on deeper into this new strange cave?
What else is in the current cave?
It looks like it was a freshly dug tunnel that has just stopped after this this wall caved open.
That's the obvious way to go, so yeah.
Okay.
I see the rooms. I'm going to get a bit of cloth to wrap around my face.
All right, cool. So if we carry on, it's like stepping from one world to another. The smell is different, the temperature is almost different, and yeah, these glowing mushrooms just like faintly pulsing give a very, very odd atmosphere. The ceiling is sometimes much higher and sometimes much narrower to the point where you sometimes need to almost like duck. There are these big white stalagmites here and there. They're just sort of like propped up, again, like poking out from one of the walls, or And yeah.
Once we walk in, I like to place my spear underneath a mushroom for 6 seconds. Do I see any spores fall onto the spear, or coat the spear in any spore dust?
Not really, no. Like, if you like kind of like knock it or something like that, then there might be a bit of like, random.
No, I don't do that. I just want to
Yeah.
see if it's shedding from the gills underneath the mushroom.
Nothing really obvious, no.
Alright.
Yeah. All right, cool. The so this cave carries on a wee way. And there's more of these stalagmites. Who's got the highest natural perception?
I do.
Yeah, it would be you, wouldn't you? Just roll a perception check for me, just quickly. Okay. These stalagmites seem a bit odd, because stalagmites form when there's drops of water, but it doesn't seem that wet in here, and there are no stalactites as well. And as you're sort of thinking about that, you look at you can look more closely at one of them, and it doesn't seem like the right shape either. It almost doesn't look rock.
Like an illusion of some sort.
I don't know.
An organic.
Maybe, yeah. Upon close inspection, it definitely doesn't look like rock.
Where the fuck are we?
So stalagmites, those are the ones on the ground, right? Not the ones coming
Yep.
from the roof.
Yeah.
I like to tap one with my spear.
Yeah.
Or prod it.
It's soft.
Ugh.
The spear just sort of like pokes into it a little bit, and when you pull it away, it almost like has stuck to it, and you have to yank it to pull it off.
Ugh. Everyone, you see that? They're not solid.
I'll be back.
They're as you'd like sort of poked into like the soft exterior, you did feel something hard inside it though. Like maybe a few inches inside, it hit something hard.
How thick are they?
They're pretty big, yeah. They're like a couple of feet across maybe, and several feet tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're big stalagmites.
What color are they? Do they look like earth?
No,
I
they're sort of like grayish white.
I just hope it's not like a freaking egg, some weird looking egg. Alright, I try and slash it open with the spear, like down one of the stalagmites.
Okay, and so you just like a big wild swing, or are you just gonna like carve away at it?
Carve away like down.
Yeah.
Since I already stabbed into it, just try and like split it open.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You can start carving. It's like thick and coarse, and it starts tearing through. It's sort of sticky as well. If you like accidentally brush your hand against it, it sticks a bit. Eventually, you feel your blade come against something hard on the inside, and as you're sort of like tearing down around it, you can like pull some of it back, and inside you see skin and flesh of a person that is being wrapped up.
What?
And it's freaking
this
alien.
sticky, webby substance.
I'm back, sorry.
Yeah, I stabbed the stalagmite, and I tore off some of the slime layer, whatever thick gooey slime layer, and there was a person, a dead person. Is he alive or is he dead?
I guess you haven't checked yet.
Jack.
No, you already
Yeah.
stabbed him, so
Yeah, I've already stabbed him. I suppose. I check.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the cut that you made against him didn't bleed. He is well dead.
Not a spider then.
No, but could be much worse. I waved my hand around to waft any of the smell. What does it smell like in terms of the slime and stuff?
Slimy stuff?
Yeah, it smells like nothing.
It's kind of, I don't know, I guess it might smell sort of dusty. It's not slimy. It's like kind of a bit coarse and sticky.
Mm.
It feels
Alright.
it feels like web, to be honest.
All right, I do a pan around. How many of these stalagmites do I see all around us?
There's
roughly?
a bunch. There's maybe like a dozen.
And we heard that there was like at least 30 people that died or
Or
potentially
disappeared.
disappeared. So these could be the 30 people that have been entombed in these things, these cases or whatever.
Where are we?
We're in this freaking. We're in like Avatar world underground.
Are we in like another tunnel now, or are we in a big cavern? What's
Yeah, it's like another tunnel.
It's a natural tunnel that's.
so it's still going
Attached.
on before us?
Yeah, it's beyond the map.
Yeah.
The mapped out map. It seems like
There's a
they hit
mapped
it.
out map?
The draft map that's on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Volterra map. So on the right hand side, seems like they were excavating a new tunnel to find more
Yeah,
ore,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
it
yeah.
collapsed and they hit a natural cave of some sort with these things. Alright, I look to Valera and I go, this doesn't look good.
Can I borrow your candle for a second?
Sure, pass you my candle.
Man, I'm going to try and light the cocoony thing on fire.
I'll swap back to my bow.
It ignites. Yep. And it starts burning away.
Ugh, yuck. Human candles, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it burns away eventually, revealing a man, middle-aged, pale. Looks like he's got like some big bite marks in his neck. Very cold and very dead.
How big is this room we're in?
Currently it's got quite a high ceiling in here. It's not massive. It's maybe 10 feet wide. Yeah. And onwards, you can see it narrows a bit, and then turns around in the corner.
You said it's really high?
Yeah, it's kind of oddly high, like it's different to the mine tunnel that had been naturally carved out. It's like I don't know, 20 feet up, something like that.
Oh, so I could see the roof, okay.
Yep.
Is the human clothed?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What are they wearing?
Just standard sort of, I guess, workers' clothing.
So not soldier.
Nah.
Not soldier.
You said this stalagmite stuff is soft and it's flammable, yeah?
Yep.
Web-like.
Web-like. And so we've got a tunnel out in front of us. Guys, I want to try something. Take one of my arrows and dip it in stick it into the stalagmite, try and get a bit of it on the end so it's flammable.
Mm.
I'm going to use one like this, and I'm going to send it down the tunnel down there, see if anything shows up.
I'll light it.
I'll send it down the tunnel to the furthest point. What looks to be, the longest point.
Yeah. All right, cool. Arrow arches through the air and lands. At the end of the tunnel where it connects, you can see that the stalagmites are no longer just sort of in isolation. There is a lot of this white, webby substance everywhere at this point on the far end of the tunnel, and the arrow collides with it and sort of like bounces a little bit in the web, and the web slowly starts to burn.
Do I notice anything react to the fire burning now on the other end of the cavern?
No, nothing immediately seems to happen.
Right. Didn't really want to burn the place down. How far away is the fire?
I mean, you could get to it pretty quickly. It's just 20 feet or so down the tunnel, maybe more, maybe 30 feet.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and put it out?
Kai, can you use that? Kai, you got prestidigitation, don't you?
I do.
Negative.
I can use
I
it.
don't-
Oh,
I got-
fair
I can
enough.
use it to extinguish it.
Yeah, could you turn that flame off? I don't want to burn the place down.
All right, cool.
I'm not a pyromaniac.
Yeah. The
I
flame
am.
goes out. And whoever is there while they're at the end of the tunnel, listening out after putting out the fire, you start hearing a sort of a skittering sound. It seems like the movement and the touches against this web has caused a ripple and a ripple effect down through the cave, and now you're hearing skittering, just dozens, hundreds of feet maybe, getting louder and louder, heading in your direction. And Valorant has to go, so I think we probably have to pause here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
Funny, so that's the words I was about to say. We gotta go.
Yeah.
No time for a quickie fireball.
Hey, there's always time for a quick fireball.
I'll
Yeah.
do it next time.
All right, cool. Oh, well, sweet. We'll see, I guess, what you guys want to do next time. That was the cave exploration. Unfortunately, took longer than I was hoping because
We were stealthing and we were cautious.
and unfortunately picked the final tunnel that had the interesting stuff.
So which one exactly had the interesting stuff? Was it that or that one?
Yeah, that one.
The second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The long one. We was expecting the big one, but we were wrong.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was to the left.
Maybe I should have just said it was the first one you went to, just to save time. Anyway, all good. It's my fault. All right, cool. All right, we'll see what you do. You've got the sound of approaching skittering, and you've found a few web victims. Great. Vale, have fun with your raid.
Yep.
I hope you're down.
Quick question: does New Zealand have public holiday tomorrow as well, or just Australia?
Wait, it's public holiday tomorrow?
Labor Day.
Holiday.
Australia.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll leave it.
Not
there.
Labor Day in New Zealand.
Lassie, you don't have a public holiday? What do you mean?
I'm on holiday at the moment, so I don't know.
Oh, you got school holidays as well. So yeah,
And Victoria had one last week, so Victoria won't have one.
Yeah, Victoria won't have one, but we're all New South Wales, aren't we? All the Australian residents.
No,
No, we have some
Queensland.
Queenslanders.
Oh,
And also, it's not Labor Day for me.
oh, so you got work tomorrow?